So the bishop has turned to the actress and said, all right, I think I've got this one absolutely locked up. I've got the ace-king. I'm going all in. So the actress says, I think I've got you beat. Look at my big pair.
Yeah, but that's not really funny, mate. That's not funny.
Poker Night Live. Good evening and welcome to poker's top show, basically. Did you get it? No. Okay. Anyway, Poker Night Live, as we said. It's 4 hours of the absolute top draw fun this evening for you. Got Matt B alongside me this evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Barry.
Our first evening together,
It
Matt.
is indeed, yes. New breaking ground all the time.
Poker Night Live. Double award winning as well.
Double award winning. What can I say? You've said it all.
Yes.
He has said it all.
We've got an absolutely jam-packed show for you this evening. Not only beat the presenter we've got a wonderful quiz for you this evening with these exclusive poker specs for you, specially made. Only 3 pairs actually in existence.
I can't wait to see you with them a bit later on.
We'll show them. There's going to be a quiz, 3 questions. The winner gets these. They're on their way to one winner this evening. And we've got live updates from the World Poker Tour Championship at Bellagio, $25,000 buy-in event. About 15 players left. We're going to be keeping up to date with what's going on over in Las Vegas via the web. You may have seen Poker Night Live before. If you haven't, then welcome aboard. Very simple. We'll be watching multi-table tournaments, sit and goes and cash games with the cards face up so we can see what's going on.
Good stuff.
Indeed. A little bit delayed, so there's no nasty business and shenanigans between the players. And if you've seen the show before, then, you know, great to see you again. Make sure you get in contact with the show, because at the end of the day, it's your show. Without the emails and the texts and the carrier pigeons that you send in, the show's just not going to work. Even though they dug up an excellent sidekick for me this evening, it's not going to work. We need some input from you guys and girls. So the way to get in contact with the studio, a number of ways. First is text. So use the word poker. Make sure you put the word poker in there to 84222. That's 84222. And you can email the show as well. That's poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. And you can also look at our wonderful website here on Poker Night Live. That's www.pokernightlive.co.uk. More info about the commentators, about the show, etc., etc., etc. So, without any further ado, Matt, we've got a very busy show, as I said. Take us around the tables, please.
It would be my pleasure. Okay, here we have the first table tonight. This is a $10 sit and go. Tell a lie, it's a $2 sit and go. I'm just lying to you already, folks, and it's only 5 minutes in. And there's one person gone already. We will be back here soon.
You're a poker player, Matt.
I can't help lying. This one I can guarantee you is indeed another sit and go. This is a $20 table, only just started by the look of it. Golden Jaguar, he doesn't like my jacket. This is a cash table here, folks. We have all sorts of poker for you. This is a 50-cent $1 game, 1 seat open. Clean up on R3. And this, of course, is our featured table. This is our big green table of joy. This is the multi-table tournament, which tonight is our qualifier for the Poker Bowl. And we will come back to this table on and off during the night and culminate on the final table. Lots of chips, lots of action. All good stuff?
Indeed. Top 10 go through to the semi-final, which is in a couple of weeks' time, I believe. So it should be good. A different take on it this evening, whereby when it gets down to about 13, 12 players, it gets really nail-biting stuff on the multi-table. So I'll be looking forward to that a little bit later on. So, should we crack straight on with the furious action? Let's go and see a $2 sit and go.
Let's do that now. Through the blue window. Okay, so we've got 1 seat open. Other than that, everyone's fully loaded. Plenty of money to throw around. Early stage of the tournament. 10, 20 of the blinds. No reason for anyone to panic yet, although clearly somebody had a hand they felt was decent enough to get blonked out before he even tuned into them.
Well, indeed, and Hedge obviously should be folding this hand here, Hedge 666, with ace-jack.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that wants to play ace-jack in the face of a raise.
Well, anyone with a brain should be folding ace-jack.
Seems only fair to let you know, we know who this person is.
We do know a Hedge 666. He's one of the...
just being cruel. One of the lads in the gallery.
Yes. He played a little bit earlier on, and we know, well, the poor guy, he's got an affliction. He can't, there's not much he can do.
I love ace-jack. I mean ace-jack. It's like we always say, folks, it's not good cards, it's good situations. And ace-jack, it's not too bad. So as soon as people start betting into you.
It's not a good situation, nor is it good cards.
No, not in the light of a nice little bet from Mark French.
Should we just quickly summarise what the sit and goes here this evening? You'll see they're all, usually the smaller ones are 2, 5, 10, 20, start with 1,000 chips, and probably one of us will be playing in Beat the Presenter a little bit later on.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to arm wrestle for that. I don't know which one of us are going to be lucky
What's
enough
your
to
record
represent.
like?
Well, I've only played it twice.
And?
I came 7th and then 5th.
Okay, well, yeah, it's improving.
So yes, yes. So I'm more than happy to put myself up. I am known historically as Dead Money on the Poker Night Live team. So perhaps I'll throw myself to the wolves.
Why not? Okay, well, just to quickly boast, I've had 4 and 3 money finishes. I played 4,
that's good.
3 money finishes and a 7th. I've won 1, come 2nd, come 3rd, and a 7th. So.
The difference is.
How about this?
Go on.
If you play Beat the Presenter, you have to wear the shades throughout it, just to show the present.
I'm up for that.
You go for it?
I'm there.
Have you seen the shades yet?
No, I haven't. I've seen the case though, and that looks very lush.
Okay. Should we come back into Vision and see these wonderful? These are actually up for for the prize this evening. Should we let Matt have a little look?
Okay.
Let's have a look. They're actually specially designed so people can't see your eyes, but you can actually look down at your whole cards.
Look away. I don't want to spoil it. Look away now.
Easy, girls. Easy.
Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm thinking? Can you tell what it is yet?
They're really going to work. They're really going to work online, Matt, don't you think?
And thank you for your cooperation. You have 20 seconds to fold.
I didn't know you was a part-time. It's not bad.
This is brilliant, actually. This is great. I could be asleep here. If I just smile and nod.
Do you smile and nod in your sleep, Matt? Is this...
Yes. Yes.
What's it?
Fold. Check. Bet. 4 hours at this.
You know what?
Folks.
You're nailed on money finisher this evening with the poker specs on, I must say.
If I had like a visor as well, I could just have like multi-tiered levels of hiding.
What about a mask?
Right down to like a bib, so you can't even see my hand. I won't be able to see anything then.
You wear a bib anyway for when you eat, don't you? Because it goes a bit messy.
I don't want to spoil you, because this is quite hardcore, isn't it? I'm going to take them off for now. Back again. But those are going to be going out then to one of our lucky viewers this evening.
They are, and it's even got a Matt B fingerprint on there now, which is quite nice.
So you can clone me and have your own Matt at home, perhaps, for those lonely evenings.
So, ladies, check them out.
Check them out. Well, I will be wearing those lovely glasses for the duration of the Beat the Presenter.
It'll add a different slant to Beat the Presenter this evening, Matt.
Absolutely. Well, I probably won't be able to see the keyboard, so that's certainly going to give you an advantage.
No, that's the idea, you see. You can see the keyboard and the thing, but people can't see your eyes.
Oh, I've not understood the beauty of these things.
No.
And of course, are we going to have? Have you got a pre-prepared question?
A pre-prepared question.
You know,
I have. I prepared it such a long time ago that I've actually forgot the question.
Okay.
So we'll come up with something in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. Maybe not just a straight question.
I'll tell you what, a different slant on a quiz. How about ask the viewers for a question? That's not going to work, is it?
No, it's not going to work.
No, it's not.
Because then they'll just all clump together and cheat. Now, I always think that the worst sort of question is the one where people have to be creative. You know, like, and this isn't the question, by the way, but, you know, you say, what sort of animal do you think would make a great poker player and why? And then whoever gives us the funniest stroke, most creative.
Let's not use that one.
No. That's what I'm saying. But rather than saying, who won the World Series in 1972, it's like, Google, bosh, everyone's in there. Make them use the heads.
Because our earpieces were down early on, and I was trying to tell you that very funny joke that you just didn't get any earlier. How about the person who sends us in the funniest poker joke?
I like it.
You like that?
I like it. And of course, it's got to be clean, because we've got to be able to read it out.
Clean. It's a family show, because it may be going out live this particular, but we do repeat it 4 times during the day. So, got to be clean, ladies and gents.
Yeah, and there's a number of ways you can get in touch with us here at the studio. I'll tell you the first one, and then Barry will take over. I do apologise. I thought Barry was about a big cup of tea. If you'd like to text the word poker followed by your joke to 84222. Don't like to step in on Barry's feet there. I just thought you were
carry on.
a quick
You're doing
swing.
a fine job, Matt.
So don't forget, text the word poker first, or you can email us poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. The best poker-related gag is going to win it.
Is that a given now? We're saying the best poker gag.
Yeah. Well, we'll take these as they come in.
But we have to be a little bit more specific. We have to say, you can't say an Irish poker player walks into a pub. That's not really going to work for us.
Well, I think we will be the judge. There's ourselves here, and there's also our little team behind the scenes. We will come to a conclusion whether a joke is poker-related enough to qualify. If it's just funny, we might tell.
But say my joke that I told earlier, it ends up to be the funniest. Can I keep the glasses?
Do you know what? You probably can.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
thanks.
you'll find that. I mean, let's see if there's a huge fight over the emails. If it goes really, really quiet, it might be that I've really done a miss job by modelling the glasses.
Look, all I can tell you is on the website where these are actually marketed, they're $60, okay? $60 a pair. And we're giving these away. You know, what better incentive can it be to any of our viewers?
There's value all over this show, folks. And there's also
And you'll
poker.
be playing a bit later.
Yeah, and I know we're not mentioning poker yet much, but there will be poker as well, as glasses, jokes, other stuff.
Speaking of poker, look at this. We've got ace-queen, a quality situation. 2 over cards against the pocket tens. He's made a small limit raise against... Oh, don't like that ace-9 scenario.
No, he's out of position. He's
Out of
asking
position.
for trouble. He's now obliged.
He's now moved in. The ace-queen's got the nut flush draw. The tens are thinking, what's going on here? Good call. Good call. The tens.
Well, exactly, and he's safe because he's got everyone else covered.
He has, and he's gonna take a nice pot down there with the pocket tens.
Yeah, I bet he never thought he was going to take 2 players down with a pair of tens.
Nope.
In light of that scary board, but having them covered,
Absolutely not.
he knew he could call it without any more chips being dedicated to the pot. Nice.
Is that timing or what? Come straight in for the real action.
Bosh.
And Hedge is still there. That's the most astonishing thing.
Yeah, a man who loves ace-jack, really.
Yep. Anyone who likes ace-jack is destined for the sideline very early.
Well, the 4s vaguely might make Mart have a little
A lot of outs.
prod at
Any ace,
this.
any 9, any 7s will
I
get
had
out of it, this one.
a little minimum raise tickle at it, but
It was a very tentative one, wasn't it? It was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to close my eyes and put a little 80 in. Oh, it works. There we go.
yeah, sometimes it doesn't really matter the size of bet. If somebody's got nothing, I mean, he just thinks, do you know what, I don't fancy any of this. Gives that up, live to the fight another day. Got enough chips, 20, 40 the blinds, 700. It's not like he's entirely pressurised. Already lost 3 players and we're not even past
No,
the second level.
that's right. You know,
Thanks to the carnage, single man took everybody down.
5 players left. 3, we haven't mentioned this, but actually 3 make the money here. So, you know, lots of play.
Yeah, absolutely, and it might not be too long before single man decides I just sit back a bit and watch some of these guys start plonking it out.
Why not? He's got over half the chips in play, Matt. You know, it's. I'd be definitely thinking about taking a little easier. Let's see how Circle plays his up and down here. You going to flat call this, Matt?
Do you know what? For that many chips and being out of position, I might be tempted to just give this up and wait.
Me too.
Yeah. It's just...
It's not as though he's got a pair and up and down or, you know, something like this.
I mean, if he
It's-
doesn't hit on the turn, he's first to act, and if he checks, if somebody bets, are they just doing it kind of...
The only way he probably could have played it if it's played like a stop and go play. A scary card comes on the turn and now he can bluff Hedge in this
Yeah.
one, but unlikely.
No, I think he's done the right thing. Just
too.
live to fight another day. A draw's a draw, and it wasn't even, you know, the highest ranking draw to be after, so... And here he goes. He waits a hand and he picks up uncontested pot with a pair of 9s. Doesn't get much of a reward.
Oh, Hedge gets his ace-jack again. Let's see what he does with this.
Well, it's suited this time, so it's probably all in, surely. On the button, best position. Clearly his favourite hand. Some people like aces. Some people like ace-jack. He's going to make it 160. No, close, wasn't
120.
it? Good guess.
Bit of a limpy raise, and the 5-6 has called him.
Well,
Hello,
I mean,
hello.
5,
Tricky,
6,
tricky. Is he going to play the stop and go here? Is he going to just see a flop and push?
Maybe so.
Get away with it if he did. He's got a gut shot draw here with a 3 and 2 overs, which is unlikely with a 5-6, I must say.
Or do you think it's just because, as you rightly said, he's got, like, you know, best part of all, half the chips on the table. He's just thinking, I'll get involved in some, see if I can scrape it. But
Well, being the table policeman is not. Oh, well, this is a different move from Hedge. Completely missing.
what?
Oh,
what?
hello. Single man's called with the 2 overs and the gut shot. Now Hedge has got to move in here, isn't he?
What if he was prepared to bet before he hit anything? Now he's actually got a piece of the action.
He'll probably go and check it.
Whereas there's over half his stack in the pot alone, so really just...
Yeah. And you know what? Single man may have to call him because it's only 450 into a. Well, he was getting 4 to 1 on his money if he called.
And having been happy to call all the way down from
Well, exactly,
pre-flop to
yeah.
flop to turn, you think, well, what is it that you liked before that you suddenly don't like? It wasn't getting any better, was it?
Well, no.
Let's be quite honest. Who are we, though? Single man? Have we misunderstood your actions? Did you press the wrong button? Do get in touch, let us know.
Yes, indeed.
Apologise if we've misunderstood your actions.
If there was some madness in your madness, we'd like to know. Actually, there was probably a lot of madness in your madness. But you're calling out a position, I'm usually going to call just a bluff. I'm not going to call, you know, to try and outplay, because it's difficult in that particular situation. Anyway, look, we're berating single man's play here. They'll be able to berate our play a little bit later on because we got beat the presenter.
Indeed.
And I believe you're going to play it, Matt.
I am going to be beat the presenter. So
and even more interesting, you're wearing poker specs as well.
I will be using the magical specs, which of course, if I cash with, I will then actually be arm wrestling you for my own pair. So from 11 o'clock, folks, I shall be logging on. We go to a break, and I shall be sitting down, and then from midnight, we'll actually, I'll then pick myself apart. Brackets, defend myself till the last breath on every awful call and move.
Would you pigeonhole yourself a rock, Matt?
No, which is probably why I've come 7th and 5th.
Okay.
I like to think myself mostly just as unlucky. You
That's
know?
fair enough.
Yeah. So I think there's no real argument.
It helps you sleep at night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't keep me awake, certainly,
Good.
when I get bust out these huge $2.
Oh dear.
You know.
Speaking of busting out, I think Circle's about to...
Well, he's kept it 15 pence back, just in case.
Just in case he wants to check now with the third queen.
He's trapped him there, hasn't he, with that 15?
He has. He's trapped him, and single man's saying thank you very much.
Oh, and he's nearly got $5 and the closest to him is several grand behind.
Well, we got Hedge looking good. He's got second place locked up.
Well, Gimb, I mean, the blind's only 40-80, but it's not going to take too long at four-handed for that to start chewing through his stack if he doesn't get involved.
Is he going to wait and see if Gimboy gets involved? Could be a possibility.
Well, single man's not going to put these down and wait for the other guys to clonk out. We've seen him before when he didn't even have a hand get involved with action with chips, so let us see. He's just deciding how to extract the most out of these boys.
If I saw their cards, I would be limping here with the jacks. But
well, the thing is also, if I was sitting with that many chips with Gimboyd behind me, I'm really tempted to just keep putting him all in. Just keep putting them all in. Just bully the life out of him.
Look at this. Is he going to...
Well, that'll be bullying then, folks, if you're wondering what I meant by bullying. To put in more than anybody else at the table's even got in front of them, even though it's only half your
I like
stack.
the bet. I think it's a massive overbet. It looks like a complete steal, which is great. If he finds anyone with a sizable ace behind, he's going to get a call.
Yeah. You only need a couple of half-decent hands in a row. That if you can
so.
do that a few times in a go, people start thinking, hang on a minute, this guy's pushing me around, and then...
Well, here's Gimboyd. Oh, he's
sucked out there.
flopped it. Is he going to... needs a 10. Poor old Mark French has got very unlucky. No.
No, there's another nail. Ba-boom, clear.
Now Mark French is playing catch-up here.
Oh, it's a big hand, 8-9 offsuit on the button.
Yeah, against the chip leader on the big blind.
Yes, it's going to be very hard to... for anybody here to make a big move that can't be called by single man.
Mm-hmm.
Best part of $5 with blinds only 40-80. So much play left in his pockets. Mark's going to have a little think. Probably not the hand he's going to make a move with. Just under 10 times the big blind. So, but to be honest, Gimboyd and Hedge are only a couple of hundred ahead of him, so he doesn't really need to get crazy. He can still get in the money here. A little tickle from single man. Try to put a bit of pressure on Gimboyd. Now over 5,000 in chips on the button. Hedge probably dumped this, unless he particularly fancies it for the hell of it being suited. Wise fold. Got a feeling that single man's just going to try and limp into any hand he can just because he can afford it, and if he hits a flop, he's going to get paid off by the guys with short stacks. This could be the end of Mark.
Well, if he made a proper move at it, he could actually get away with this one, but that's going to be a chop pot. He's not going to pass for 400 now, is he?
No, exactly. They chop it up. Single man makes a slight profit out of the blinds. But he's going to be able to cool down most of these guys without too much danger. Surprised he's not tempted to get a little bit more aggressive, because these guys really aren't going to play until they get a hand, are they? So you can probably...
No, especially now you're on the bubble.
Absolutely.
Now that's only a $2, but you know,
Oh, no,
still
but
money at stake.
people still seem. I'm always impressed by the fact that it doesn't really seem to matter too much. You know, you can. It's more about the people I find than the money. Some people are sitting on a $10 and they'll still just play it like lunatics. But
Yeah.
I think most people play it for practice, for position, for pride, and for a bit of profit.
Oh yes.
But you know, it's find a good bunch and you get a good game. Had himself a straight flush draw there, but ends up with the worst of it against the queens.
Got to put a bit of a stopper bet in here, I think, from Hedge. Yeah, it's a good bet.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
There you go, grand in the pot. And that takes him up into a comfortable second place. Still at 40-80 on the blinds, so...
Very early.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even come here to the table fast enough to miss seat one getting plonked out. Single man took 2 down in one hand. And here we are on the bubble already. A gift for Hedge. No one wants to play in the blinds. Now he's on the button with Queen 10 suited. Mr. French going to try and limp in with his suited connectors. Hedge might... No, all right. Wasn't sure if Hedge was going to see if he could make it a little bit more expensive. We could have a family pot going on. Very hard for anybody to know where they are now.
Well, Gimboy can't like his pocket fives. 6-7's got runner flush draw. The only one's got any other hand is Hedge with an overcard and now got the nut straight. Thank you very much. Got to be checking this, Hedge. Don't be doing nothing silly now. No flush draws out there. You've got the absolutes. That'd be the nuts in poker terms. Come on, Hedge, don't be silly.
Well, it might scare off a bit of trade here. Mark might feel compelled to just go, it's a draw, I'll have a go.
Yeah, I'm drawing absolutely dead here. And he's at a pair as well. Thank you very much as well.
Well, that'll be... Oh, well, very disciplined there. Mark thinks chipping a chair. Bit silly, really, to go that far. It's a ban-in. Eyes down for a ban-in. It's 7-8 offsuit. No one knows why, but he loves his hand so. Is Mark going to make this a winner?
So the blinds are just creeped up there, Matt. We've got 81.60 now. Mark's hit is up and down. Good enough to go.
Wowie, there you go, mate. A quick
Cracking
wowie.
on.
First wowie of the evening. I will be issuing forth many more wowies, I'm sure, before the end of the programme. That's one. I'll keep a count of the wowies. I was told off for wowieing a bit too much the other night. I'll be quite frank with you, sir.
I don't mind the wowing.
The wowies. It's a wowie. No, the wowie. Look at the percentage of pre-flop folds.
Pretty impressive.
Well, as expected, single man there is... he said, not a man that's not going to get involved just because he's got a big chip stack.
No. It's very much the rockometer. Oh, dear.
Oh, there's a jack. Welcome to your doom.
Would you call this a bad beat? I suppose you would, really, wouldn't you? 3 outs for Gimboyd. Crash, bang, wallop. Poor old Mark French got it in with the best of it. And we have the money players now. So poor old Mark French finished on the bubble.
So these boys, 50%, 30%, 20% for their troubles. That's not the worst hand to have as chip leader, but no action. And of course, second and third, pretty much level on chips with 81.60. So I can't imagine that either of those two guys are going to get too crazy till they have a hand to play with. We shall see. Single man probably going to abuse the fact these boys are happy to limp around, try and hit a flop. So he's going to do the same. He can afford it. Nobody hits anything.
No, he's got position as well over Hedge. And,
Yep. Well, that doesn't...
Is he going to figure out he can nick this one, Hedge? No. Got to have a bet of it now. Single, haven't we? All the chips, yeah.
Yes. Just a minimum bet. Probably enough to just ask the question, you've got anything at all worth fighting over? And Hedge says, no, sir.
Not at this juncture.
Have it.
Expect a raise from Hedge here with the ace. Yep.
Just the minimum in.
I'd have tried a little bit bigger, but there you go.
Well, we've got a piece of it, if not all of it. Another little bet here just to find out where you are.
Yeah.
640 in the pot. I like that.
Half the pot is a little feeler and take it down.
Well, with the blinds at this stage, that probably the Gimboyd and Hedge can afford to just dangle their toes in the water for a bit here, and there's no real pressure on them because we've got to this you know, in the money stage so early really regarding the levels. They got to have plenty of play. Nice little three of a kind for Gimboyd. It'd be lovely if a king came down for him, get some action out of single man. Flat call.
Didn't need to. He gets busy anyway. Yeah, I suppose with 3 clubs out there, it's
yeah, it's worth knowing, isn't it?
yeah.
A single man should really give this up. Let's be honest. The amount of forget the fact we can see the cards, the amount of information and the potential to be in trouble against that board.
Well, it's a paired board. There's clubs out there, and he's got nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Fair dues to him having a go. You know, you can't just sit back and wait for winning hands to take these chips.
Nope.
It's fair dues on pair of tens. More than happy to just win it there and then, I'm sure. But the ace might fancy a call.
Well, 3-handed. Oh, that's nasty.
That's not really fair, is it? Let's
It's
be
a stealth.
honest.
It's a stealth flop that Gimboyd thinks. Okay, okay, I've got over pair to the board.
Yeah.
I'm moving in. Single man goes, thank you.
Yeah, and just in case he didn't.
Just in
even
case,
have
you've only got
another
now
draw.
one out, which is the 10 that's not a club, as well.
And that is tricky because for Gimboyd, he's probably thinking, right, well, he's called my pre-flop raise. What's he going to be calling me with? High cards, king, queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Not going to expect that.
Ace 10, maybe,
that
something like
seven
ace jack.
hidden in there. So we're down to
Look at
our
this hedge
heads
up. Our man in the
Bang. It's an ace, he said. I'm all in.
good man. And we were berating him early, wasn't we? Playing the ace jack poorly, and he's made the money, and Cart's got second, and who knows? One double up, and we have a match.
Look how he's grown.
Well, indeed.
So here we go. We're going to our heads up. 160 of the blinds. Hedge looking to do something about that big chip lead from single man. Because any single little challenge Hedge wants to get involved in, single man has got him covered. Thrice and thrice again. 7-2, a little tickle. Single man lets it check to Hedge. He's probably more than happy to get a free card. Still doesn't hit anything. If he gets checked to, will Hedge try a little still here? A little plop here. Minimum 320. Ah. Come on, Hedge. See that? 3. It's all a high card battle. Well, single man's done really what I think Hedge could have got away with after the turn. Suited ace 5 might go all in again here. We saw him do it a little while ago with an ace 6. Bang. Some people do like a single ace. They're waiting for an ace or a king. This is nice. Hedge has picked up a bit of momentum here. He's not really making too much out the blinds because, as we said, the blinds are at an early stage. But it's nice to pick up a bit of momentum against the bully. Flush draw for Hedge. Single man. Gonna be. Well, he's got to be careful because there's just. Even though that's a big impressive lump of chips, it's only really the blinds that single man's giving up. So it's not like he needs to address the fact that Hedge keeps going in. Because if Hedge is going to keep doing this, at some point single man will have a big hand.
He will have a hand. He will find a hand.
Ace 4. This will be the lowest ace that we'll see a Hedge man go in. He does. Keeps us happy. Picking it up, chunk by chunk. Is nearly up to £3 now.
It's getting close, isn't it?
Exactly.
Another ace.
Another ace. He may well go for it. Single man may well just dump this because he knows he's, yep. I think that's the thing is when you know that someone's going to be just steamrolling you, it's not even worth trying to limp in or... another ace. Ace 3, we're going down. It's like we started at ace 6, I think. Ace 5, ace 4, ace 3. Will he go all in with ace 3? Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Good man.
Single man's going to think to himself eventually, you know, I'm going to call you in a
Yeah.
second, and he may call in with an inferior hand. Because he doesn't know Hedge has got, ace rag every. So look at this.
Good Lord.
Ace again.
So single man might go, right, tell you what, I'm going to do that then.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. And now Hedge is going, well, actually, I think I might just... I've taken so long to get to this stack, I think I'll throw this away. Different when you're in control of the betting, but when somebody's coming at you...
Well, when you've got a call all in for that, it's a different scenario. And the Queen 10, not a million miles behind, It's
No.
62, I mean, it's 58, 42, this kind of number.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Well, it's why I kind of don't fully support everyone that when they get a bit short stack, they wait for any ace or any king. Because, of course, you make a move. The only people that are likely to call you are people also with aces and kings. And if you're calling with, if you're going all in with ace 4, I'd rather be going all in with, 9, 10 suited. Or, at least something where if somebody does call you, you're going to have 2 live cards. Because if you go into it thinking you're going to be the underdog, everyone that just goes, ace 2, it's an ace, I'm all in. Well, everyone's going to fold to you, or you're going to get called by somebody who's got a hand that's worth calling you with, and you're probably not going to go into it dominated with one weak card, and you're just crossing your fingers.
But to be fair, an ace heads up is a pretty big card.
No, I don't really mean heads up. Sorry, I was just talking in general.
Right,
in a game where you get people that get down to the short stack and they do just wait for any ace, any king, and then I'm all in. It's like, fair dues in a heads up situation certainly, but.
Just for the stats there, Matt, the A7 was winning 55.62% against 44.06% with a 0.32% tying possibility.
And you just came up with that in your head, didn't you?
Well, I just quickly scribbled it down in front of me on the paper.
I saw.
Just working it out.
Here we go, folks. It's a big king. Ooh!
Oh, dear.
Oh, that's not even worth a wowee. That's an oolah.
Hedge walked into the forest, fell down the hole, and it was the trap was set.
Well, he made it a good fight. He entered into the heads up, a massive chip underdog, and he got himself back with some aggression. But
what can you do? You got King 3 of clubs. You're first to speak. What's going to happen? You're going to fold. And he calls.
I know I would every time.
Yeah, no, you've done nothing wrong, Hedge. You come second. You was a little short early doors with the ace jack against the ace king. You've made a bit of a sore play, but you got away with it, and you've come second. Well done.
Hallelujah. Well done, mate.
Free packet of cookies.
Still in the money. There's no complaints when you're in the money. That's what it's all about.
We have some emails here. Now we put a very big voice call out to everybody to try and send us emails, texts, etc. And we have the poker specs here prize for the winner of the best poker joke sent to us this evening, which we'll do after Beat the Presenter, shall we? To let everyone come.
Well, we'll keep feeding you these jokes as we get them, as long as they're clean brackets funny.
Yeah, seems fair.
And then, before the end of the show, we will be announcing the winner of these beautiful, beautiful glasses, which I'll be wearing throughout the Beat the Presenter.
He's going to be playing them during the whole of the Presenter. And we'll be coming back, I guarantee you, regularly in camera while Matt's playing it.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
$1 million.
I mean, right now, look at me. I don't look like a poker player. You wait till I've got these puppies on. Pow.
Big boys.
Yep.
Anyway, quickly moving on to a text here from John. John, thank you very, very much for the text. Hi guys, I'm just wondering how and when you play mid-low hidden pairs. Should I raise before the flop, fold it out of position? Thanks. Well, I just want to tell you, John, that's a bit of a tough question. Okay, let's just break this down. Okay, mid to low hidden pairs. So you mean pocket pairs actually dealt to you mid to low, what should we say, 6s down, 7s down, this kind of number? Should I raise before the flop, fold it out of position? Okay, let's take it that you're in a 8-9 player sit and go, for instance. You're playing on a Poker Night live table, so 8 players. Personally, most of the time with the small pairs, especially when the blinds are small, I'm going to try and limp and hit a set. When I say limp, I call the blind. If it gets raised, then there's some value there for me to call it. If there's like, a minimum raise and a couple of callers round the back and it's round to me with no possible raise coming behind me, then I may just call with the small pair because, okay, the chance of you hitting a set on the flop are, pretty remote. But, and I will say but, when you do, they can be a very stealthy hand to have, especially when you may be up against aces or kings and stuff. You're usually going to get paid. And they're easy to bin when you've got pocket fours, the flop comes ace, king, jack, and good night, and you're gone. Late position, if you're an aggressive player, then I don't mind raising them in late position. Why not? You know, all depends of the table dynamics. You know, how many chips you've got, how you feel against the players, who's on your left, are they very aggressive or not? So those kind of things I would take into consideration of what people think of you at the table and what you think of the other players at your table. So yeah, why not raise with them in late position, but be careful who's behind you. Matt?
Yeah, I guess the only thing I'll really add to that is the fact that I think you've also got to take into account where you are in a tournament. I mean, this doesn't specify whether it's tournament or cash game, but as we mostly concentrate on tournaments, imagining you're talking about tournaments, if you're in the early stages of a tournament and it doesn't cost a lot to get involved, I am more likely to limp in at that stage. If you're talking about later in a tournament where the blinds are starting to become quite a huge part of your chips, I think then you've either got to decide that I want to play these fives, make a move yourself, or as soon as you meet any resistance, I mean, even from a late position, there's still people that could act behind you. If you try and limp in with your twos, and you've really only got one course of action here, which is crossing your fingers, hoping to hit the three of the kind, somebody else behind you even doubles it. There's resistance. If the flop doesn't come your way, you're just putting bad chips after good chips after bad. You know what I mean anyway. But so I would say, yes, like Barry says, try and limp in there, see if you can get lucky. But as soon as you meet any sort of resistance, just get out of the hand. Worth an investment if it's cheap enough, but don't follow it. If it looks like somebody else has got a hand against you, let it go.
Yep. So hopefully that gives you some. You know, these questions are very generic questions, and you know, it's kind of difficult for us to answer because, you know, do you play mid pairs, low pairs? It's a tough one, but that's the kind of information Matt and I have tried to give you, and hopefully it gives you some insight, John. Thank you very much for the text. Now, we have an email from Mellow Cat. How you doing, Mellow? Chilled out, hopefully, on a Sunday. Hello to both of you, says Mellow Cat. Great show, thank you very much. I've recently swapped Poker Sites as the new site has the slowest and therefore, in my opinion, the best tournament structure. Would I be right in thinking that the slower structure, which allows for more play, means that the best player is more likely to win? Most sites run their tournaments extremely quickly but are still popular. Do you think this is because people enjoy gambling more as these faster tournaments, or am I missing something? I would also like to add my recommendation for Harrington and Hold'em, as I know people often ask about what poker book to read. It's a good shout, actually, Mellow Cat. It's a very good book. I spent a week reading the two books and entered my second ever multi-table tournament. It was a $15 buy-in, and I managed to win it and take home $2,500. Well done to you. I realised I got lucky a few times, but after reading the book, it seemed like a fog had been lifted. Thank you, Dan, and thank you to the Poker Night Live team. Well, Mellow Cat, thank you very much for the email. You know what? I would agree with you. I would say that the slower the structure... it's difficult to say better poker player, but I would say it gives the better player, or the more considered, you know, solid player, time to get into the game and time to obviously see a lot more hands if the structure is a lot slower. Especially with the amount of times the blinds go up in the way they do, as well as the time differential between the blinds. The slower structure is something that all the very, very big tournaments, like we were talking about the $25,000 Bellagio event that's currently going on, the WPT Championship. You start with 50,000 chips, and I think the blinds are like 90 minutes, 2 hours in length. So it's, you know, that's a proper event. The Harrington books, I agree. I think they're two excellent books, and definitely I would put in my top 5 of poker books to read for not only the beginner but also the intermediate and advanced player, because there's some excellent points in there, and I think I've read them myself, and I think they're really, really good books. Matt?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question, and the truth is it also depends what your style's like. We know that a big part of today's poker is about aggression. You know, a few years back it was very much solid super system. You wait for your hands, you maximise your profit. Whereas now, lots of people just going crazy, crazy, crazy. And that's kind of why these fast tournaments, small chip buy-ins kind of work for a lot of people. Because if you've come to poker in the last few years, that's the only poker you really know. If you do prefer playing more solid poker, then yes, you do want to look for the tournaments where you start with more chips, you get a longer process. We see a lot of the big televised tournaments, the live tournaments, where you have these 90-minute levels, very slow. The people that have qualified on the internet don't know what to do about it, because they're going all in every 5 minutes because they're expecting the blinds to chew them up. So there are two very different kinds of game that you have to tune into. I go from different versions. Some days I want to sit down for a lunchtime turbo and I'm looking for short-handed games because with 10, in a ring game with 10 opponents, you can't get crazy, you can't make lots of moves because there are so many people. Position comes to you so less frequently than in a six-handed kind of game. Or, you want to sit down in a heads-up and get crazy with it. Whereas other times, if I'm going to be sitting all day long, I want to get into nice big, few thousand people, nice slow limits. So the truth is you need to experiment to find what works best for you. If you find you're much more successful when you have long, slower levels, good on you. A lot of people like the pace of the aggressive, fast games. And just again to pick up what you've said about the books there, yep, Harrington's one we always shout out, but just in general, the amount of information there is today. 5 years ago, no shows like this. Getting books, you had to import them from the States. There's so much information out there. And another thing we don't often talk about is the amount of online resources, all the blogs from the pros, all of the websites there are with lots of strategy. Read it all, because it all goes in. It can get a bit overwhelming, and you need to find the right literature for the level you're at. But it all goes in there. A lot of the stuff you can go back and read again, and as you progress, it makes more sense, and you pick up a new bit every single time. And most of the pros will tell you, any book that you get just one key message from, it's worth the cover price. So do investigate. And now it's my sad job to bring you back to the studio where something's happened to Barry.
I'm plugging the specs, okay? We have a quiz this evening. Actually, it's a bit off-putting because I've seen a bit of a shadow, but that's better.
That's not a great advert.
No, it's just the lights in the studio.
Oh, okay.
I can't help it. I'll put them back on just for the effect.
I'm just teasing.
Okay. Look, we've got these poker players. $60 they are online, which is a special online rate. I know they're vastly more expensive if you buy them in some of the shops.
Yeah.
But they are specialist poker glasses whereby, as you can see, they're slightly angled, so you can actually see your cards and no players can actually see your eyes. So it's all very stealth. Excellent work. So these are our prizes this evening for the best poker joke you can send into the show. Now, as a bit of a flavour, we've got 4 or 5 already, and I'm gonna read one out.
Right.
I'll leave them just there.
I'll just admire them while you give us the jokes. I'll be the laughometer.
That's right. We should actually get a bar across the bottom.
That would be the next version we release.
Beat the presenter, clapometer.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll just do the arm behind the desk for the moment. So
okay.
Come on in, hit us with joke number 1.
Well, I tell you what we do. As I read them out, you give it, obviously, forget the delivery.
Okay.
Just give it a bit of a mark out of 10.
Okay.
All right. Okay. This is from. I like the name already. This is from Fast Bandit, aka Beth. Careful now, Beth.
Hello, Beth.
Hi guys, got a great joker poke for you. Hey, poker joke for you. It's a start anyway. A guy was sitting quietly reading his paper when his wife walked up behind him and whacked him on the head with the magazine. What was that for? He asked. She shouted, I overheard you talking to your poker buddies about how great Betty and Barbara were the other night. The hubby chuckled as he explained the mix-up. 2 weeks ago, I won a huge pot with pocket queens. I call them Betty and Barbara. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I should have known that there was a good explanation for them. 3 days later, he was watching the footy on TV when she walked up to him and hit him on the head again, this time with a frying pan, which knocked him out cold. Oh, dear. When he came back, he asked, what in heaven's name was that for? She replied, your pocket pair just called.
Didunch. That's about 4, I think, now.
By the way, nice jacket, Matt. Has it gone up?
What's going on with the jacket, guys? I mean, give the jacket a break. I mean, I'm naked under here. It's just the jacket, and this is like painted on shirt. But I'll leave that to Barry's imagination.
Okay. Beth, sorry, Betty.
Betty?
Betty and Barbara, thanks for the... No. Beth, thank you very much for the joke. It was interesting.
He's got us going. We are already on the trail. We have a scoreboard. It's official.
Currently, Beth, you are leading to win these poker specs, okay?
And there's no limit to the number of jokes you can send in. So if you feel you
Doesn't
can
mean
do
we're going to
better,
read them.
No, that's true. But, I mean, keep them coming. There's no end to where this could go. This could be a whole new sub-show. Maybe not.
Poker Night Live / jokes.
Exactly. Poker Joke. Poker Joke Live. Welcome to Poker Joke Live.
Hey!
Ba-boom.
That's a funny jacket.
Exactly.
Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, look, there are a number of ways you can get in contact with the show, with your jokes, with your comments, questions. I would say bad beats, but we kind of keep this a bad beat free zone. I don't know.
Yeah, unless there's some point to be proved.
Exactly. Right, the text, very important. Get your mobile phones out. Text the word poker. That's poker, P-O-K-E-R, to 84222. That's 84222. And you can send your jokes, questions, comments, blah, 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 to poker@pokernightlive.co.uk via the email. Now, we've got about 4 minutes to go before the break, so I think we've got one more joke. We've got another 7 or 8 on the emails, but we'll fit one more in from here.
And very brave that Barry's just reading these without having read them first. He's just diving straight in here.
I know.
Anything
I'm
can come out
trying.
here, folks. So you might
hopefully the gallery boys have been QAing them before
I'm
sending
thinking
them out.
Ron Burgundy.
Have we been QAing them, boys? They're all good.
He
Excellent.
will read whatever you put on the auto cue. So do keep Ron Burgundy busy.
Yeah, because we don't like stereotypical jokes. Okay, it was the gay. What are you doing to me? No, I'm joking.
Whoa.
I was joking. Okay. It's an email from Double Top. Email, thank you very much. Hi Barry and hi Matt. This is my favourite ever poker joke. Good. This should be good. I'm already feeling the vibes from you here, Double Top. A man came home from a poker game late one night and found his hideous harpy of a wife waiting for him with a rolling pin. It says harpy. That's what it says. Harpy of a wife. Where the hell have you been? She asked. You'll have to pack all your things, dear, he ad-libbed. I've just lost you in a card game. How did you manage to do that? It wasn't easy, honest. I had to fold with a royal flush.
Hey, okay, we like that one. That's better 7. And who's this from?
That's from Double Top.
Okay, we like that one.
Was there a bad beat jackpot with that, maybe?
Beth, I'm afraid you have actually just gone into second place.
Beth, you're now second. But there is a second prize.
There's a second prize?
Yes.
What's that? The case?
That's a pen.
Oh, that's nice.
They come across very late. Okay. Here we go. It's a nice quick one from Garifi.
I know this one.
Email from Garifi. I was up all night playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died.
Ba-boom. That's not his joke. That's a Steve Wright joke, and that's one of my favourite poker quotes ever. But that's very funny, but I'm afraid I can't include it. We have no plagiarism or stealage going on here.
But isn't every joke a bit of plagiarism? No one actually goes down and says, I'm going to make a joke up like I did with the
Leave it.
bishop and the actress joke. I made that up in the car on the way
but
here.
then I guess you're right. But
we have to mark the joke.
Well, I'm going to... OK, all right. And who's this from?
Garifi's actually took his time, typed it on the email, sent it to us. He's interacted with the show, which is what we asked for. Garifi, thank you very much. I like the joke. Don't care if Steve Wright did it or not, you know?
I apologise. Barry's absolutely right. All jokes, really. None of you are actually making these jokes up, are you? So I'm going to give that a joint 7th, OK? Because I can't help the fact I know that that's an old, very, very funny joke that somebody else tells a lot.
I've never heard it.
Hadn't you?
Never heard it.
And did you understand it?
Of course I did.
just teasing him.
Yeah.
He had that faraway look in his eyes. I thought we've lost Barry again.
Sorry, there is a very small line. Can't claim it as my own. It came from the comedian Stephen Wright. Made me laugh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. He's still in there. It's still very funny.
Steve Wright, a comedian?
It's not
the
the
DJ.
No, it's the American Steve Wright. It's a stand-up guy.
Right, okay.
I was up all night playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 3 guys died. Boom. It's not Steve Wright in the afternoon. Hey!
3.5 out of 10.
3.5. Yeah. See, I thought the more I tell it, the worse it will get, and then we can give it to the genuine jokes. 7, anyway, is the score being awarded there. I've decided. I've just suddenly taken the power of Scoremeister. Bring him up, Baz.
You are the Scoremeister. We have got... Should we do one more before we go? OK. Here we go. OK. I like this one already.
OK.
See, look, don't read them, all right?
No. I'm looking at the names. Looking at the names. I don't want to spot it for myself, honestly.
This is from Robert, OK? This is from Robert. Question. What is the difference between a dog and Phil Hellmuth? Answer. In about 10 years, the dog quits whining.
Hey! 8 out of 10!
I like this one. This could be... He could have made this one up.
Well, it's not one I've heard before as well.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. Robert, you are currently in pole position. Go on, Matt, do it. And tonight, the first prize in Poker Night Live joke contest is Poker Specs, brought to you by Poker Specs.
There you go.
$60 these are online. Sorry, that's my American...
That was very good. And don't forget the second prize is a pen. You might want to forget
In fact, we're going to break in half and give it between your Stephen Wright joke and Beth. Beth? No, Beth last.
Yeah.
Garifi. So there you go.
It's all there. It's all up for grabs, folks.
It is. Right, Poker Night Live. We're taking a break. Barry the Bully Martin, Matt B, back very shortly. Hi and welcome back to Poker Night Live. I'm Barry the Bully Martin, joined alongside the very able Mr. Matt B. Matt?
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening and
Good evening.
Good evening. We've got a very busy next hour portion of the show. Well, you've got to wear these wonderful poker specs. You've got to put them on, play your Beat the Presenter, which you'll be doing very shortly.
I can't wait, and let's not forget that somebody else is going to be taking these home tonight. Oh, yes.
Well, actually, we're going to stick them in the post.
Okay.
Okay. But this is the prize, ladies and gents, for the best poker joke we get via the text, via the email this evening into the studio. We've read a few out. We've currently got a leader.
Yep, Robert at the moment with his Phil Hellmuth stroke dog joke, which we might be telling you again a bit later on, just to recap. But yeah, he's currently our winner with 8 out of 10 on the laughometer. He got, I think, was 8.
That was a pretty good laugh.
Yeah, it was a pretty good laugh, actually.
Even
Very
down,
genuine.
close to the belly.
It started from down below and welled up.
Yeah, it worked well. Look, send your jokes in to us. We'd love to hear them. Oh, actually, send anything in to us, you know, even a shopping list. We don't mind.
Pizza.
We'll read it out on air. A number of ways to get in contact with the show. Text is one of them. You can text the word poker, included within your text, preferably at the start, to 84222. That's 84222 on the text. Email as well, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. That's poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. There's also the wonderful Poker Night Live website, pokernightlive.co.uk. Very, very simple.
Don't let me put you off. I'm just, just get myself ready for the Beat the Presenter.
Look, be prepared, ladies and gents. If you're going to play with Matt this evening on Beat the Presenter, it's got with these glasses on, they're absolutely locked up.
I think I've got wonky ears.
You have?
Yeah.
Actually, it's not on your ear.
Oh, there you are.
The left-hand one.
Let's get it right. I feel like Cyclops. Oh, there you are.
That's nice.
Hi. I'm one of the X-Men.
It does it for me. Yes.
Anyway.
Okay, should we get signed up? Let's have a look. What are you going to play?
Well, no, don't put the pressure on me now, because it's going to take me about 5 minutes to find the keyboard with these on.
No, that's the whole idea. You can just...
I'm not going to tell you which game I'm going to sing, because otherwise it's just that ludicrous fight for a seat. So I will be sitting on one of the single table tournaments very soon. Your chance to see me at my very best. I won't be able to see me at my very best, for obvious reasons.
I know I've said this before to you, but please don't peak too early.
I'll try not to,
okay.
i.e. 7th. 7th and above is where I'll be aiming for tonight.
Good. That's a start. Hold on, it's not a multi-table though, is it?
No,
it's not. Speaking of multi-tables, I think we should quickly add that we're going to have a while Matt's busily playing on the single table tournament that he's about to play Beat the Presenter, we're going to be having a look at the Pokeball Qualifier multi-table tournament. Now, just to recap exactly what goes on this evening, it was a $10 buy-in event with rebuys and add-ons of $5. Basically, it was 43 runners on 6 tables. The top 10 get a place into the 70-seat Poker Night Live semi-final multi-table tournament, where the top 6 go through to play in the studio behind us, in the Pokeball studio, for enormous amounts of money. I'm not exactly sure what. I'm sure it's anywhere between £1 and £1 million, somewhere between that. So, should we have a look at the multi-table tournament? Let's crack on to the green table, please, ladies and gents. There we go. The green table indeed shows us I believe, and I'm sure I'm going to get confirmation that the rebuy period is now over, which it is, yes, that has been confirmed. And we are now in the freeze-out part of this particular event. So as you can see, a couple of names that we can recognise there. PUFC boy raising with the ace-queen, a regular, and currently chip leader on 15 grand. So nice little chunk of change for PUFC boy. We've got Snap It there to the left.
Evening, Ken.
Good old Ken with 6,300 chips, amongst others. So it's all shaping up to be a very intense multi-table this evening. As I said, just to reiterate, it's a $10 buy-in this evening. Rebuys and add-ons $5 a pop. Unlike the sit and goes that we watch, the blinds rise every 12 minutes here. It's every 12 minutes. There were 43 runners starting, and top 10 get a place to the 70-seat Poker Night Live semi-final. And as I said, the top 6 from the semi-final will go through and play a live, well, not live, but a fully filmed event in the studio behind us, and I've just been informed a whacking $10,000 first prize.
Have you got those voices in your head again, Barry?
No, I've just worked out that with that many players, there needs to be quite a lot of money in the first prize. So it's 10,000. Have you sat down yet?
No. I'm fine. I'm just waiting for someone to get knocked out of this tournament.
Okay.
Don't you worry. I'm in. Rock and roll.
That was very quick.
Yeah, did you see that? It's track and field, the old skills.
Any names on the table with you?
Ryman, Jack Ellie, who we're actually watching here on the big table as well. Kev Still.
Do they realise you've got your X-ray specs on?
Well, it doesn't seem fair, does it?
Doesn't.
You know, I don't know how. I don't know, frankly, how, Barry, they plan to compete with me, even though mostly all I can see is a reflection of my face on the inside of them. But that isn't about, it isn't about the glasses, folks. I can assure you they're super. It's just because we've got 600 gigawatt lamps flashing at us. Are you still there?
I am still here.
Good, sorry, just checking. And we're off. Right, I'm now going to go into the tank.
You crack on, and I will carry on talking about this wonderful multi-table tournament. Let's have a look here. We've got 24 Ginger there. One off the button in the cut-off with Ace-King. Raising it up. Blinds at 100, 200, as you can see. So still very early days. And PUFC boy in a lovely position with, a shed load of blinds there. Look at this, lovely position. Pocket fives to snap it. Just a flat call. Ooh, very tricky. Or is he scared? Does he not like fives? We were talking about raising with the pocket pair a little bit earlier on. I'll be raising actually with the pocket fives there because you want really to be putting someone into a decision. Flat calling smells a little bit of weakness unless you were going to make a re-pop, the re-raise over the top to Gielda's raise, which would have been very brave. So I suppose, you know, with 10 seats to the semi-final, maybe there is an argument to play a little more cautiously, I would say, and carefully. Unlike Mr. Posh, Mr. PUFC boy there, the Peterborough United fan, I believe, yeah. And it's an easy fold for him. So pocket jacks in the small blind. A tricky little raise. And he gets away with it. There you go. Pocket jack's good enough. Just to confirm, you are still in, Matt. Good, excellent.
Do you know what? Any other presenter, they might take offence, but actually, as I have had a stunning run of both 7th and 5th place, to ask me that,
there's definitely some kind of pattern emerging. 7th, 5th. Can I smell a 3rd coming, maybe?
It's getting better. I'll tell you that. In my defence, the first time, I was all alone. I was lonely. No one bothered turning up. I was trying to run the show. I was trying to do emails. I was doing all that and playing Beat the Presenter. It didn't get my full attention, I'm going to say.
So you was on your own doing the show?
Yeah.
And you had to play Beat the Presenter?
Yeah, I was all alone.
You are different class.
Nobody turned up, so I was all on my own.
They obviously looked on the road and thought, Matt B, yeah, I'm busy, I'm doing my hair.
And they're going, yeah, Matt, can you just do the emails? Could you just do the contact details? Do you want to just comment on the game? Do you want to stick a broom, etc., etc.?
Cup of tea, please, Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
Run down there, yeah.
Not too milky, love, 2 sugars.
Yes. Anyway, let's go back to the multi-table. We've seen enough of Matt. He's displayed his multitasking. You're not a woman by any chance, are you?
Deep down I am, but no. Externally, I'm 100% man.
Okay, let's not comment.
I really don't know what I mean by that.
Let's not comment on that one, shall we?
I like to think myself as metrosexual.
Metrosexual?
I wear pink shirts.
I thought metrosexual was more kind of, you know, city-based.
I have no idea. I just read these things in... I read these things in the freebie newspapers on the tube.
Metrosexual. It was in the Metro, wasn't it?
Hey. Bingo, bango.
Yes, indeed.
And someone has just suggested on my table that they can see the reflection from the cards that I'm playing on the screen in my glasses through the camera, which I'm actually quite scared about that. Can you? Is it? Can anyone see?
You know, he fell for it as well, ladies and gents. Excellent work.
It is Joke Night here on Poker Night Live. Tim Cunning. Why.
Okay, we've got a classic matchup here. Nines against the ace-king. Not bad flop for 24 Ginger in this multi-table. Up and down with only one overcard. Is that a check? I see it is indeed. Is Snapper going to take that as a sign of weakness? No. He checks behind. I must say, as 24 Ginger here, I would take a small pop at it, maybe 800. Oh, 200. That is a very small pop. And he hits it straight on the river. I think now is the time to bet 200 or 300, a bit of a milky number. No, 600. Maybe a bit too big to call with the ace-king. Yeah. And 24 Ginger takes it down. So as we said, this is not a standard multi-table tournament this evening where there's a breakdown of cash prizes. This is the Rebuy Poker Bowl qualifier this evening, where the top 10 players will go through to the Poker Night Live semi-final multi-table tournament. And the top 6 of that will come to our exclusive Poker Bowl studio and play for a whacking 10 grand first prize, which is all very exciting soon. And you'll see it here exclusively on Poker Zone. Anyway, back to the action. Just let you know, it's every Sunday night we show these Poker Bowl qualifiers. So something you want to do, get on TV. Why not give it a spin next week? Snap it in the small. Ace Queen suited. How's he going to play this? Yeah, he's playing it very strong. Against a very short stack in TMDBD, who in turn finds the ace queen not suited, but I'm sure will call any raise or be raising himself. Let's see what Mr. Posh is going to do. He passes. Yeah. Standard play, G-order calls, and a double up for the ace queen. Thank you very much. And TM has now got a little bit more breathing room with his 1400. No, I don't take that as a multi-tabling, Matt, do I?
No. I was looking around at where some of the other guys were playing. There was another interesting conversation.
The seat you was actually playing at is now empty?
No. No. You want to save that treat.
Okay. Okay. No, you don't write it down. I know it's a bad beat. If you're looking at it like that, I can see. No, I can't see your eyes, actually. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Can we watch that one? Good. We'll watch it. It's an interesting hand and one. Well, maybe we can comment whether or not you could have passed pre-flop.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Don't give away. You can't tell people. It's meant to be a surprise for them after midnight.
Okay.
I had actually one of the games, the game where I was on my own, and then Mr. Mark Banning did come into my rescue, and he was kind enough that as soon as I went out and sent him in, well, 7 play for Matt, and I was like, you're not meant to tell them that. You're meant to let them, wonder exactly what gems of wisdom I
It's like opening your Christmas presents on the 22nd or something.
My nan used to do that. She'd give you a present, and you just start something. She'd say, as a colouring book, I hope you like it. Well, the colouring book isn't the only part about this. It's the opening of it.
Yeah.
And then you give you another one. That's a car. Why don't you let me open it and find it for myself?
You got a very nice granny. She bought you a car.
Was
this recently?
No, it was about 1972, and it was about an inch and a half long, and it kind of had a little wind-up motor, and it went across the carpet. So it wasn't like there was some keys to a Porsche in my egg cup.
Okay, actually, wasn't your Porsche, but
No, just somebody else's she's found.
always handy.
Can't hurt.
No, cannot hurt indeed. Up and we've got pocket fours for
An
posh.
up and down nothing drawer.
And up, yeah, I was.
Do you know, I really can't see a thing in these glasses. I'm sure they're very good on the table, but... Oh, that's better. I've only just realised I've only got to turn my head back and everything goes back to normal.
Yeah, that's not the idea, though, is it?
Oh, there are my cards. There are my rags.
Speaking of rags, we've got PUFC boy with the pocket fours. Not really a great flop for him. Jack Alley with his Jack King, his Kojak, hitting top pair and a decent kicker. Takes it down. And before our very eyes, they've balanced out the tables and they've lost the chip leader. PUFC boy goes flying off to another table. Oh, nice match up here. The old classic 50-50. Queen Ace against the pocket jacks. 6 outs. Didn't hit it on the river. Thank you very much. TM DVD goes out. And one swinger. Now got a nice healthy £4,000. And so it's all coming together very nicely with the MTT. I'm not exactly sure how many players are left. I'm sure I'll find out very shortly. There's 37 left. As I said, we've just finished the rebuy period into the freeze out section, and we are down to the last 30 odd players. Now we've got a plethora of emails for you this evening. A plethora of emails, jokes and emails. Please just concentrate on your game. God, dear me. Just an email, another one from Double Top. Double Top, thank you for your email. It's the Gus Hansen and Phil Lack of the Poker Night Live team. Now, I'm trying to find out this one, Double Top. Who's Gus and who's Phil? Because I wouldn't mind being Gus, actually. In fact, I wouldn't mind being Phil because he does get to talk to Jennifer. What's her name? Tilly. Jennifer Tilly on a regular basis.
Well,
so, I don't know.
Sure, more than a bit regular basis.
But Gus,
a couple.
They are. I said talk. I'm trying. This is a family show. Come on, just look, just play. Anyway, Gus and Phil. I play. This is from this. This is into the body of the email now. So let's get down to it. Double Top. I mainly play sit and goes and multi-table tournaments. How important do you put on pot odds? Okay. How much importance, I suppose you mean. Anyway, do you put on pot odds in this format of games? So many people in the chat room say they had pot odds to call, blah, 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 blah. I don't understand why people put so much on pot odds in sit and goes. I totally understand pot odds in cash games, but that's because a cash game flows into one long series of hands. Sit and goes / multi-table tournaments are different. If you get it wrong once, then you're out. What does Gus and Phil think? Well, I absolutely agree with you, and I'll tell you why I agree with you, because you are right. You may have the odds to call, but if it's a freeze-out situation, like a freeze-out sit and go, a multi-table, etc., you do make the wrong call, and you are out. It's not a cash game. Exactly right. There are certain spots in, you know, if it's a rebuy, then, you know, yes, great, take your spots, and if you're working out across the board that you know, you're getting a 4-1 and your chips back is 8-1, it's only another $5 rebuy, then fine, give it a go. What you have to take into consideration, Double Top, and this is something you need to, is you can, if you keep records, which I'm sure you do, or you know, you understand how well you're doing on certain sites, etc., then you can treat sit and goes and multi-table tournaments like cash games over a period. You can play 50 sit and goes, and you know, you can use pot odds to that extent, whereby if you have got an up and down straight flush draw and it's going to cost you all in to call and you are favourite, then obviously over the long run you are going to turn out as in a positive situation. So yes, I agree with you in certain cases. It's when you've got those long odds, the long shot odds, which really make it very difficult to call. You know, it might be a four-way all-in pot. You've got an up and down, and you're getting the odds to call. Well, but you're still only like a 15-20% favourite to win the hand. Those kind of coups is something that I would personally keep away from because, you know, at the end of the day, you want to try and make it down to the money. So, Double Top, thank you very much for your email, and hopefully that's shed some light on the pot odds scenario for you.
I like what you have to say, Barry.
You do?
I do. I think the thing is, I think sometimes it's very easy because of you watch a lot of the televised coverage of poker, always on about the odds, always on about what he's getting back. And I think the truth is, in cash games, yeah, massive part of your decision-making process because at the end of the day, in a cash game, you're looking to make profit, and profit comes from making profitable decisions. Mm-hmm. And profitable decisions might be accepting that the next 3 times I make this call, they're going to be losing calls, but when I hit my money because I play the odds, it's going to be profitable. In a tournament, you don't have that luxury because if you're out, you're out. It's hard enough playing good tournament poker, not getting unlucky and getting knocked out.
Yeah. They're still there.
Just checking that I wasn't being rude by not making eye contact. So the truth is, I think with tournament, and again, remembering that the most popular game right now is No Limit Tournament Play Texas, is that you've got to be a lot more instinctive, I think. You've got to trust your guts. You've got to have those odds bubbling around in the back of your mind. But I think the odds come much more into play on a very simple level, which is what's in the pot, what am I being asked for to take part in this pot? Not so much, I've got a flush, so I'm 2.2% after... You know, I think it's more a case of how strong am I, what's at risk, and what is to be gained. But you've ultimately got to trust your instincts a lot more on the tournaments. In the cash games, play it by the books, because we know in a long-run game, you're going to come out on top. But you can't play like that in a tournament. You've turned up, you've got your big buy-in, and you're going home with a hand.
But I did say that you can, if you want to treat your multi-table tournaments and your sitting goes over a period, and then say, if I keep taking these percentage shots, you know you may be in a 50-50 coup possibly, or have a straight flush draw and you're getting 5-1 or something like that. Then over time you'll keep doing. But more often than not, you know, it's not going to be. It's going to be a pretty bumpy ride along the way. So that was the point I was making.
Absolutely, but that's the thing is you've got to be in poker quite a long way playing tournaments to see that variance equal out. Just going to hide behind my Geordie LaForges again. Thanks for that. Sorry to interrupt. I just started joining because I just dumped another bunch of rags.
And why not? Okay, thank you very mumuch, Double Top. Hopefully that's shone a little bit of light on you. Then we're going to leave the multi-table tournament just for a little while, and we're going to join a 50-cent $1 no-limit Hold'em cash game for you. So straight away we're cracking on here. Look at this. Oh, action already. Look at this. We've got Potty Dotty moving all in on the river with nothing, with absolutely nothing, and then we've got Fox now waiting to figure out what's going on. Folds that. Portman Road, maybe an Ipswich fan, possibly, with the straight. Lets it go like it was nothing. Potty Dotty, hats off to you for bluffing into a three-handed pot with absolute filth. Wow. Was that right? Did Portman really fold? Must have done. Didn't like the paired board, obviously, with his queen high straight. Yes, very strange. It was only, what, $20 odd to call as well.
I've been compared to a cross between Stevie Wonder and George Michael.
Stevie Michael?
Stevie Michael or George Wonder. I prefer George Wonder. What a great name.
George Wonder.
That is my new poker nickname. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Wonder. That's it.
You know when you pop down to the toilets a couple of minutes...
I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Let's not go down that one. Yeah, let's not... Yeah.
Incidentally, I have no idea what he's talking about, Your Honour.
It's a family show. Anyway, back to the 50-cent $1 cash game. Moving on swiftly. Oh, pool 8 ball there with the pocket jacks. Portman's limped with these sixes, but if there's a Queen Jack plays anything to go by, he'll be letting it go to a check, obviously. Maybe. Let's have a look. There's Poole, 8 ball, he's got it heads up, makes it 5. Portman out of position. Lets it go. Lets it go indeed. I think we're going to get some stats emerging from your right-hand side of the screen. And as if by magic, here's the pre-flop folds, which is a bit of a rockometer, really, just to see who's playing very, very tight and who's playing loose. Now, it's a strange one. You've got Portman Road. Well, actually, it tells you quite a lot. Pre-flop folds proves that Portman Road plays playing the most rocky of the 8 players around the table. Or is it 7 now? Yeah, 7 players around the table. And we see Portman folding the Queen Jack when he had a pretty big straight against Potty Dotty, who's pushed in with the A6 with nothing. So, and here's the percentage of played hands that have been won. I can see a pocket kings there. Let's go back. Excellent timing there. Pocket kings there from Comma U1. He's made it $5 to play. Does Marty fancy his pocket pair? No. And I can't see Smooth Cut calling with his 3 high. See if he's going to get any business here. Got a couple of 8, got 3 aces out there. We've got a couple of suited connectors. Unfortunately for Benny Pump, PLC 26 has got all of his higher cards. Not much really for anybody. You've got Marty Dock with 3rd pair. Comma U1 with the nut flush draw. No pair. Is he going to bet into a 4-handed pot? No, he's not. So the pair of 7s is winning. But is he going to call $1 into a $5 pot? Doesn't look like it. And Potty Dotty, hats off once again. Makes a massive move at this one. Sticking 15 bucks into the pot with absolutely nothing. A6 again. Potty Dotty, if you're watching the show, what is it with A6? Is it some? You've got it again. It should be interesting though against A7 and Ace Queen. Is it a lucky hand for you? You've had it twice so far and you've won both times, so it looks that way, doesn't it? Button raised with the A7. Wow, Potty passes it. Ooh, big flop for Comma U1 here. Nut flush draw. And Marty Dock has missed completely, so some kind of aggressive action in this pot should be able to take it down for Comma U1. It's called. A7 again, passes this time. Now, while the cash game is moving merrily along, we did say at the top of the show that we would give you some live updates from the World Poker Tour Championship it's a $25,000 buy-in event, which most of the big players now are actually saying that this $25,000 event from the Bellagio is probably the blue ribbon event now of basically the poker world. Now, obviously, the $10,000 main event of the World Series of Poker is the biggest event with all the runners, but the big players love playing this one. 50,000 chips to start, 2-hour levels. It had 593 entries, all paying $25,000 in. $3.4 million first prize, so it's a massive event to be winning here. Just to give you a little, I'm just looking at the updates from courtesy of Gutshot.com. We have a wonderful array of very big names left. The chip leader currently is James Van Alstyne. A few of you may have seen him in some of the recent World Poker Tour things that have screened. He's currently on 6.1 million chips. That's up 1.8 million chips on the day. Just to give you some idea, there's 16 players left currently, all in the money. They're all guaranteed $110,000. As I said, first prize 3.4 million. A couple of other big names. Gutshot's very own Roland de Wolf. He's there, third in chips on 3.325 million. Another player known to Gutshot, Victor Ramdin, won the Foxwoods event, the previous WPT event. He's on 1.5 million. Another name you may know is Men the Master Win, on currently the lowest chip stack on 225,000 chips. So, there you go, 16 left. We'll try and keep you, this is live and actually happening as we speak from the Bellagio in Las Vegas. We'll keep you up to date with all the action from Nevada as and when it happens. So let's go back. I think we'll go back to the cash game, shall we? Quickly have a quick look and see what's going on back there, and we'll also have a look at some more of the jokes that are coming through. Let's have a look. I think we've got 4. Oh wow, got quite a few jokes to look at. It's just a bit of a shock there, and we've got Benny Pump sitting very nicely with the old ace flush, which was pretty much the nuts, as we can see. No straight flushes out there, possibilities of one, but a little bet takes it down. So yes, we've got a bit of a quiz running tonight. I don't know if you've picked up on this. We had quite an interesting start to the show. Caught us a little bit unawares because the very piece is not working, but it gave us a bit of a theme for this evening. I was lucky enough to bring in a pair of these wonderful poker specs that I'm holding up that you can't see, which I'm sure you'll see very shortly when we come back in vision. Oh look, as if by magic, we're holding up these wonderful $60 poker specs that we're giving away this evening to, yes, you lucky people. $60 worth of specially made poker specs sunglasses for you to wear around, your home games, playing in front of the TV, taking your dog out for a walk, whatever you want to do. The winner will be the person that sends us in the best poker joke. And obviously the most original would be good. We've had a wonderfully, was it Robert? Currently 8 out of 10 for Robert for his Phil Helmuth joke, which we will be giving you again a little bit later on. It was an excellent joke. I must be able to remember it. What's the difference between a dog and Phil Helmuth? The dog stops whining after about 8 years. I love that joke. It works for me. I can even remember it as well.
Simple, only takes a couple of seconds to remember.
That's right. Any goldfish can. What was it again?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. The way you can get in contact with us at the show. Look, if you haven't got a joke, send us in a bad beat you may have had. Anything you want to send in. No, actually, no bad beats. Don't want to hear them. Okay. Questions, comments, anything you want to send in. Text the word poker to 84222. That's poker to 84222. And you can email us here in the studio, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Matt's still busy beavering away here. It's not looking good, is it? It's not good. It's not good. Anyway, you carry on. We'll have a quick look, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. We'll have a quick look at the multi-table tournament, which is still in full flow. Trying to whittle down to 10 players this evening to get through to the semi-final of this Poker Bowl qualifier. Orbus Fulks. And we've got Fast Bandits, who was one of our participants in our joke competition this evening. Some pretty big chips here as well. We've got, poor old Posh is taking a bit of a hit. We left him on about 15,000, now coming back only 10 minutes later down to 40, just under 5,000 chips, which can't be good. Going around the table with the Matrix pretty healthy on 12. Orbus close to the chip lead on 17.5. You've got Fast Bandit there on tad over 18, all looking very pretty. As we said, this is the Poker Bowl qualifier. So the top 10 of this particular event will go through to the Poker Night Live semi-final. That'll be 70 players in a couple of weeks' time, where the top 6 will all be invited to play in a televised Poker Bowl event, where the first prize will be a whopping, massive, unbelievable, well, not unbelievable, but wonderful to win, $10,000. Lovely. I might play myself next week, actually. No, that's not true. Anyway, so we'll be watching this right down to the last 10 players. So that's going to be very interesting. I know I watched one a couple of weeks ago with Mr. The Rock Harwood, and it was very interesting. There were 10 qualifiers that evening, and we had, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was about, roughly, 12, 13 players left, and it was frantic action, grabbing on by this, their fingernails to try and make it, and oh, there you go. The Posh, Mr. PUFC, doubling up there with his pocket sevens against Ace King. Always nice when you hit a set as well with pocket sevens. All the money went in, Orbus called, and still in good shape. Well, back in good shape now, PUFC boy. We've got a little under 30 players left, about 26 players left, or so I'm hearing, left on 4 tables here, and I believe this is the chip leader table, with 2 of the bigger chips left in the tournament, Fast Bandit and Orbus Fulks. There we go, nice place to have pocket jacks for Orbus. Pocket jacks on the button, and Kev's hat. Under the gun, raising with his Ace 7, which is slightly not part of my super set-like game plan, I must say. Orbus saying, you know what, I'm not going to muck around with jacks, and quite rightly so. Makes it 4.5 to go. Kev's going, now, you know what, A7, I think I'm going to pass. And not a bad play, but I wouldn't recommend raising under the gun with A7, Kev, just in the future, especially in a super satellite. Why, you ask? Well, it's just not good. It's not good, it's not clever, and as you saw there, it will end in tears. Not so much tears, you've not gone out, but you've done 10% of your stack by raising with this kind of, with this filth. And filth, I will say, because you've got some big stacks behind you. And first to speak with A7, not good. So while this multi-table tournament, like I said, whittles down and gets very interesting, then we're down to, as I said, six tables, about 26 players left. We're going to go to a cash game, I believe. Fly through the matrix, go back to this 50-cent $1 cash game we saw a little earlier, with good old Potty Dotty playing, making some very interesting moves with A6. We've got Geffer Mouse now joined us. Pocket 6 is there on the button. Mika Tora there with the ace 10. So it had been raised. It had been re-raised by Geffer Mouse, and both Mika Tora and Whimsy both called. Mikatora checking the ace. Maybe a little worried about his kicker, but if he was worried about his kicker, why call in the first place? I will say to you, Mikatora. What was you looking for? Ace 10 on the flop? If you thought your ace was beat, my friend, pass. Now you may say, well, I was getting value for the extra, $3.50. Well, possibly you was, but I would be betting out there on the small blind, which you was in with your ace 10, because you've hit top pair. You'll soon find out. With that kind of flop, you'll soon find out what's going on. So a couple of limpers here. Poker dotted with the king 10 hitting top pair. Flush draw and second pair for Mikatora. It's a big flop for Mikatora. It'd have been a bigger flop without Poker dotted with the king counterfeited, but nevertheless still a big flop. Bets 4, I think, is going to get a caller from Mikatora here again. Yeah. Played as carefully as you could there, Mikatora. Not much raising going on, especially with these cards. Okay, while we're carefully watching this, we'll just watch the end of this hand as we've got the two flushes. Nasty old business. Erid with the 9 high flush. Craven with the king high flush. Must be feeling pretty confident about the flush there. Makes 3 times the raise. Oh dear. Can Erid get away with this? Both got very similar chips. And the paired board, I'm sure, saved it for Craven. And he takes down the pot. Now, we have a load of emails to get through. Now, I can't really do the joke ones until Matt's finished his Beat the Presenter, because he's the clapometer. Because we're playing for the poker specs this evening. So he's cheating. He's not... Yeah. It worked early doors, but I'm not sure now. Right, let's have a look. We've got a couple of interesting emails. One from... Okay, now it wasn't... see, the problem I've got is this actually wasn't labelled as a joke, but I tried to go in and read like some kind of, analytical poker scenario, and it was a joke. A very good one. We'll come back to it. Let's have an email. We've got Mellow Cat emailed again. No, Mellow Cat's also got another. Can we do a joke? Are you in a hand?
I can listen.
You can listen. Okay, all right. Let's do that one from Mellow Cat. What have men's toilets and poker players got in common?
I don't know, Barry. What have men's toilets and poker players got in common?
The odds are about the same for them getting a flush after the turn.
Nice. No, it's not really
It's
working.
original. I'll give you that.
Is it
for
working
originality?
For you? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a 3 for me.
A 3?
Yeah. So who is it? Mellow Cat.
Sorry, Mellow Cat.
I know. I mean,
It works on an original level, but as far as the humour side of the joke, which is quite important, it's not some kind of personal kind of viewpoint of something. It's a joke.
Well, look, I've just realised. Look,
Aye,
look closely. If I could get a quick close-up on
Can't you just
camera
rub your head?
if you come...
You know what? This is going to be more interesting to watch him do that with it than actually watch Beat the Percentage Club. I've been watching what's been going on, and it's not good viewing.
Good. It's not good TV.
No.
Frankly. You might want to look
You remind me of
look
the rabbit
away.
in the middle of the road that you see, all kind of squashed and beaten. You know, roadkill.
Yeah, I'll go with that. That's my new nickname. I'm abandoning George Wonder, and I'm going for Roadkill.
Okay. Should we do one more? Should we do one more joke? Why not? Let's do. We've got 4.5 minutes to fill before the break. Why not do another joke? I'm not saying we fill. Of course, this is a versatile, double award-winning show.
I'm just going to stand back. I'm just going to hand you the shovel, and I'm just going to leave you to it.
Thanks.
I feel like Marcel Lusk.
Can you hear that?
If you take my email, I will see if there's anything good on the table. That was my Marcel Lusk, which
That was
probably
more
won't make
like
sense
kind
anymore.
of, you know, that was like
Actually, it
Sean
wasn't
Connery
Sean
with
Connery.
Parkinson's.
My infamous Sean Connery slipped in there somewhere along the way. Oh, I think I just folded something. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, this is from Big Jace.
Big Jace, is this a joke?
This is a joke.
Right, I'm ready.
Why is a pocket pair like Tim Henman in a Wimbledon quarter-final?
I'm sorry, do you know what? I forgot there was a joke. Sorry, tell me again. Why is
a pocket pair like Tim Henman in a Wimbledon quarter-final?
I don't know.
They're both unlikely to get a set.
Yeah.
It's clever.
I'm going to give that a 4, I'm afraid.
4.5, maybe?
Well, all right. We'll give it a 4.5. I mean...
Oh, hold on. A revelation here from Big Jace. I've actually made this one up. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no surprise there for us, Big Jace.
No offence.
Plus, the fact that I think Matt's jacket is pretty sharp should make me more eligible for bonus. The licking of your jacket, bonus points.
There's nothing wrong with this jacket. I don't know why the nation has rebelled against me.
You can't really see it on the TV. It's got a slight glisten to it.
This is made from finest cat, with a Ford Cortina trimming.
That's why that's where the roadkill comes in.
You like the lining there, don't you?
Yes. Okay.
Stop talking to me, otherwise I'll blame you for every single bad beat that I'm going to go. Big Jace 4. Big Jace 4.5. 4.5 because you made it up yourself, but I'm sorry, I didn't even titter.
Sorry, Big Jace. What can we do? It works on a number of levels, but humour, it's just not funny. Oh dear, this is very big. Okay, let's. I'll mark this one. You carry on playing, okay? Okay.
Right.
This has come from Scotty001. A poker joke for both. Okay. It's obviously a typo, but we know where you're going. There's a guy who lives in Birmingham. So fun. Oh no, it's more, sorry. One morning he hears a voice in his head. The voice says, "Quit your job, sell your house, take all your money and go to Las Vegas." He ignores the voice. Later in the day, he hears that voice again. "Quit your job, sell your house, take all your money and go to Las Vegas." Again, he ignores the voice. Soon he hears the voice every minute of the day. "Quit your job, sell your house, take all your money and go to Las Vegas." He can't take it anymore. He believes the voice. He quits his job, sells his house, takes all his money and flies off to Las Vegas. As soon as he steps off the plane, the voice says, "Go to the Horseshoe." He goes to the Horseshoe. The voice says, "Put all your money in a World Series of Poker entry." He puts his $10,000 and buys an entry into the World Series of Poker. He goes to his assigned table. The first hand he's dealt, the guy's dealt ace-ace. The voice says, "Go all in." He pushes the entire 10,000 bankroll into the pot. 3 players call. The dealer lays down the flop, which is 8 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 10 of hearts. The voice says, "Oh, damn." I like it.
I like that one.
I like it a lot. I've heard it. I've heard it before. I like it a lot.
I think that could be perhaps an equal top with 8 points.
That's an equal 8.
Who is it from, please?
That's from Scotty001.
Oh, Scotty. Well done, Squire. We like that one.
Scotty, we like it.
You're on the leaderboard.
Hopefully you like my delivery, you know. It was interesting. And hopefully I put a little bit of impetus behind it. And it created the joke.
Made me laugh, certainly.
Anyway, taking a break. See you back in a couple of minutes. Poker Night Live. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on Poker Night Live. I'm Barry the Bully Martin. This is Matt B alongside us. Still playing.
Matt Roadkill Broughton, in your face.
George Wonder.
Georgie Wonder.
Georgie.
Bringing home the bacon.
Yeah.
Still going?
Yeah. You're not actually, this is your third attempt.
It's not
Oops,
mine.
did I say it was your third attempt? So when you can say, hey, I made the money this evening on my Beat the Presenter, let's watch it.
I can assure you I was never going to pretend, because I actually have some interesting things to tell you about the previous game. So I'm not a Casper. I don't see it going, I was quite wonderful. When Casper wins, he's multi-tailing about 6 tournaments so that at least on one of them he'll cash. I know that's blown the mystique away from the amazing Casper the Berry Berry, but it's the truth. Anyway, leave you with that thought.
There you go. There you go. We've got a bit of a quiz running. I'm sure you know. Well, quiz, I'll say. A bit of a competition running. Best poker joke wins these poker specs. Been there, done it. You've seen it. We've got a number of jokes piling up. We're going to go through them in a little bit after we've seen Matt's games.
We're going to pick the best of my many games I've had tonight.
Yeah. Maybe we can multi-table and watch 3 at the same time. Or maybe not. Yeah, it'll be very quick. It'll soon be that one table, because I hear 3 hands, one of them.
I'm afraid I can't hear you. I'm busy concentrating.
Got my poker earplugs on. Yes, contact details. Best way to get in contact with us here at the show is usually electronically. And one of those electronic methods, I will say, is to text the show using a various array of devices, such as your mobile phone or something like that, PDA device or something. So just text the word poker to 84222. That's 84222. You can also send your comments, jokes, whatever you want to do in to us via the email, which is poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. That's poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. You know the way. You've done it before. Should we have a look at your first game?
We're going to have a look at my first game. We won't
I'll
say
talk over.
anything
You carry on. Try and cash in this one, so we've actually got something to shout about at the end of it, okay?
Okay.
And you'll be able to play one hand.
There's something very interesting.
You'll play one hand during the first 3 that I see of you going out. So
I would imagine you're right.
Let's roll the game, ladies and gents. This is the very first hand, and Matt, that's you, isn't it? M. Broughton. 990 chips, very first hand, Queen 6. Is it a fold?
I'm pretty sure it will be. I don't know.
I think so. Could be a weak limp.
I don't think it... Do you know what? I don't remember. Is the honest truth, I'll be quite frank with you.
Tell what I like about these Beat the Presenters. They try to pick on you, which is great.
Well, that's the thing, is it's very hard to sort of... You want to do well. You want to do well for King and Country. Sorry, I'm just... Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to, name dropping here, I was talking to Dave Ulliott the other day.
That's hardly name dropping, let's be quite honest.
AKA the Devilfish. And Dave
He's
says
so exclusive, isn't he? How did you manage that?
No, he was down the club. We was having a steak, and we were having a bit of a chat. And he was saying to me, because you know what? He goes, one thing I really hate about the onset of TV poker on the TV is actually people recognise you, and they want these internet qualifiers want to take a big name out or get involved with a big name player by bluffing you, by giving you a bad beat. And he says, I'd much rather play against Johnny Chan, Phil Ivey, Phil Hellmuth, etc., because I know what these guys are going to be doing. He said there was one particular situation whereby he was playing at, I think it was the World Poker Open down at Tunica. And Devilfish has got ace-king, he's made a raise. A guy, this is his starting stack of 10,000, has moved all in for 10,000. And Dave's going, what you doing, son? He goes, Dave, he goes, I love you watching on TV. He goes, I ain't got a very good hand. He goes, but, it'd be a great story if I knock you out or you knock me out to tell the boys when they get home. Dave called him. The guy's got ace-jack, and he catches the jack.
Oh, well.
Very funny.
That's the thing is I was talking about going out to some of the EPT tournaments and did some interviews with Greg Raymer and Joe Hasham.
Yeah.
And it was like, what has all this attention changed in your game? They're like, can't bluff anymore. Because you will get called. Every single time you make a move, you'll get called because either A, they get to be beaten by the world champion, or B, if they get lucky, they take you out and they beat the world champion. And it's like you just cannot do anything anymore without getting that attention.
I'm sure that applies more to Raymer than it does Hatcham, because Hatcham played a pretty solid game. I was watching.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be over at the World Series where I've been for the last 4 years. But I watched both Raymer and Hatcham win their titles, and he was a much more solid player than Raymer was, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's certainly a much bigger part of his game.
This is lasting longer than 3 hands. You lied to us.
No, do you know what? It's because this is not the game I was expecting to see.
Isn't it?
No, there was another game. The point I was going to make that was interesting in another game is there was a guy 2 to my left, and it's my fault because I just picked the wrong one out here. But and as we sat down, he just said, "I'm drunk." But what he promised was any hand I got involved in, he was going to go all in.
Excellent.
And it was quite interesting because I thought, okay, that's an interesting proposition. So you've got a player to your left who says, whatever you do, I'm going to go all in. And I thought, well, I'll just start off a bit tight, and I kind of waited for something decent. And I think I tried to get involved with an ace-10 or something. He went all in. Got involved in an ace-7, he's all in. And it's really, really tough as hell. And then the thing is, a couple of times he'd shown some real junk, but I think most of the time he was actually getting hands that he was quite happy to do that with.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, the point I wanted to show was that it finally got to an ace-10 suited, which I finally thought, well, I'm happy to go up against it. And the guy actually turned over aces. So it was like, well, I don't know how much of the time he had me over a barrel and how many times...
He played you like a cheap piano.
He did. He played me like a cheap jacket, such as the one I'm displaying this evening.
Indeed.
But no, this still doesn't, you know... I can't remember what happens in this hand, to be honest, folks. It was all a blur.
Who was the guy sitting next to you? Do you remember his name, Matt?
QP was the
QP.
name of the guy. Who actually, I saw him playing the other night with...
was he drunk, do you think? Was he really?
Well, the thing is, do you know...
Might have been a nice little ploy. To say,
I actually saw him the other day playing
physically
against...
saw him?
No, the other day he played against Michel in a Be The Presenter. And in that he said he was drunk as well. And I think the truth is he just likes being crazy on TV. And then when it doesn't work...
Bit of value when he's off.
Yeah, but it's quite interesting because, you know, I just recently did a column about, you know, playing against super aggressive players. And of course it depends on, but if you've got somebody to your left who's already said, whatever you do, I'm going all in. Oh!
No, it wasn't, was it? That was, yes. Okay.
You know, then it's very, very hard to know when to pick your spots. But no, I have left my previous game, and I shall now be dedicating myself to trying to explain why I keep throwing away rags. But So, a 6-10 in the face of a raise, obviously not my cup of tea.
You didn't push, I'm surprised. You've made 7th, look, there's already a player gone out in seat 1. So
yeah, but I've got 5th to beat. 5th to beat, mate. You know, I mean, I'm setting the bar high. No one will believe I make a living out of poker.
You don't, do you?
I do.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those you didn't have to answer.
Damn. 7 ace on the button.
Could have got Kev Steele next to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he makes a move that lets me know that ace-7 is not strong enough to get involved. I think he makes it 2-something. He certainly makes a big enough raise. 100, okay, so it wasn't as big as that, but it's...
Still 5 times the big blind. It's enough.
It's enough that says ace-7, do you know? Ace-7's nice, but it's beaten by so many hands.
Yep, like ace-8.
Ace-8 upwards. I won't list
Indeed.
them because there's so many that
there are lots.
You've only got to have a pair of 2s and you beat.
This is not good.
Oh, here. So no. Okay. So this is kind of it. So here I'm finally a hand. I'm in a good position. I'm in a late position.
King Jim. Now, with a name like King Jim, you've got to think you're not in good shape against any hand he's got.
Well, the truth is, obviously, and you know, we're only we're not that many hands into it, so there's not a huge amount of history. He's taken it up. And then I thought, fine, okay. I don't believe that he's going to get involved with me with anything too rubbishy, so I'm thinking he's probably got a similar hand to me. I mean, it's very hard to comment when you can see what he's got, but I'd be honest, I didn't believe him. I thought...
Obviously not, because you've pushed in and you're drawing dead.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is... where did I come here? 7th.
You came, you saw, and you kind of died very quickly.
So there's very little to talk about there. I hope you learnt a lot from watching me go out in 7th with Ace King versus Aces.
As far as our jokeometer goes, I'll give that 8.5 out of 10.
Barry's won the glasses.
Yes. No, you have. For your,
have I?
for your
Okay.
joke play.
Well, that
no,
was my joke. That was my
Well,
all in with Ace King joke.
I suppose if you if you're getting kind of pushed around and you think Ace King, it's a good hand to start
I
with.
think also I suffer a bit from the board. You know, if you're not getting hands, and it's a dreadful,
No,
dreadful.
hold on a second. That was the 5th hand. How can you be suffering with boredom after 5 hands?
Well, because everyone's being really abusive in the see. That's what you don't get.
They're
to see.
not.
It's just how abusive you get. Lots of people going, Matt, push it all in, make a move. Good luck, Matt. I hope you come 6th. It's like, right then, Ace King. I'm going to play these aces. You don't hit the flop, not a problem. And you think, oh, aces was it? Okay. So what can I say? I have no qualms with making a big move with Ace King and running into a massive pair. I'm not really going to complain too much.
Okay. Note number 1. When miss with Ace King, let him go.
No, weak play.
Weak, but it's a 7th play.
All right. Well, while Barry enjoys beating me up over my Ace King getting murdered.
It was obviously aces after the check on the flop.
Oh, you think so? Says the man who saw the cards. Brilliant, Barry. How did you manage that?
Well, you know, it's my poker insight.
Your instincts. My
Yes.
spider sense was tingling.
The gut.
Anyway, while I'm taking a lashing, let's go and have a look at my other game, because that at least has a few more interesting hands to talk about.
I hope so. That,
well, let's be honest, it can't be that much difficult. I played one hand, and that was the one that took me out of the tournament. So there's QP, who was really upset that he was to my right, because he went, I'm drunk. I went, yes, I know, you told us you're drunk already.
Yeah.
Oh,
he played another one with you?
No, he was in the very first... yes, no, he was in the other game that I referred to, where he sat to my left and said, whatever you do, I'm going all in.
So the last one you just played, he was in it as well?
Yes. What you're watching here, sorry folks, if this is confusing, I played 3 games tonight. You've just seen the first one. There was actually a second one in between, which is the game where I had QP to my left.
Okay.
Who said, I'm going in, whatever you do.
And this is the third?
And this is the third game. I say this one's got a bit more... And this is a dreadful thing to say, but actually this is a better game because QP is about to self-destruct and then everyone gets on with playing poker.
It's funny, I've seen QP play quite a bit and he's usually pretty solid a lot of the time.
Again, do you know what? I've only encountered him once before, which was when Michelle played against him and he did the same thing. He sat in seat 1 and said, I'm drunk, I'm going to go all in. And he blew himself out. And actually, Michelle went on, I think she got 2nd in that.
Okay.
But it was very much a case of as soon as...
Big flop for him here, look, gut shot 5 against the top pair and top kicker.
Exactly. But I think that's the thing is because a lot of, we know a lot of the guys that play here, they're all regulars, they all know each other, is that everyone on the table with QP just, well, you see here, an Ace King is the only hand up against him, became super tight because they know that he's just like bonkers.
Yeah.
Once he was gone, everyone sort of settled down into playing a bit more like the poker we know and love. But that's the whole point, isn't it? You've got to adapt to if you get somebody like that on your table.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that if we went, it's a $2 sit and go. I'm sure if you push the bloke into a $2 grand.
How much was this?
This is $2 sit and go.
All 3 of them $2?
Actually, this one I think is a $5. So actually, what I was about to say is a lie.
Punching above your weight.
Having come 7th and 5th, mate, I've not got much in my bankroll. I need a cash before I can sit in anything as big as a $10.
Oh dear. QP not playing his cards in the most effective manner there.
8-6 for me and Bullrug behind. I believe he actually went on to show this hand. But pretty basic raise.
Well, he has to because QP's all in.
Yeah. So he pushes Jackley out with the raise.
Drawing absolutely dead with the Queen 7 and QP will be out first, which... you may say it's value, but it's dangerous as well, these kind of plays.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is that a lot of... Casper would be like, brilliant, bring a Muppet on. That's money for my chip stake. But again, he can do damage. And it's again, one of the games he didn't show, but after a while, once someone's made that move against you, like 5 times in a row, and you've let it go with the likes of the 8-7 and stuff like that, Ace-7, that you think, all of a sudden in the face of race. But... if your timing's off and you think, no, I've had enough of this now, if you run into him with a hand, you're going to, take a lot of people down because you can't take any information from his betting patterns. You can't really make any notes against him. It's like this guy's going to push his chips against you. And it makes you go super tight. And it's almost like you wait for the hands where he's not involved, and then you think, right, what can I do here? What, you know, you can at least go back to playing poker rather than cards. You can look for opportunities to mate move if you sense weakness, if you see a pattern forming. But when that guy's in the hand, you think, is this guy just going to push in blind? But it's interesting. You've got to adapt to every player at your table. Of course, the difference is if it's a cash game and you think, you know, I really am not in the mood to play against, you know, crazy people, move on. But in a tournament, that's it. These are the guys you're going to be sitting with until your chips are gone.
Absolutely.
You've got to adapt. And most times it seems the way to deal with these guys is to just shut up shop and wait for a hand where if the guy's going to push all in, fine, let's get all in. And then it's really going to be a case of what the poker gods do. Limping on the button here, just out of fancying a little sniff. Somebody wants to make it a 100
lot.
times the big blind, then I don't want to sniff. But in an early stage of a tournament, I'm reasonably happy just to chuck a couple of limpers in there. Just if people are daft enough to let you in on the cheap and you hit something, you're probably going to get paid off. So I'm generally happy to do a bit of that and get seen to the door. And I think it's also quite interesting in the early stages of a tournament to try and learn a bit about the guys on the table, what they will let you get away with.
The table dynamics, Matt.
Absolutely,
You need to find out what's going on. See, the nice thing about these Beat the Presenters is that you kind of know what people's MO is going to be from the start.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a laugh. You know, they're guaranteed on the TV table most of the time, and, you know, to take a scalp is always going to be fun. Something to have a bit of rant on the forum about, which is always handy.
Absolutely. King, Queen, I thought I just... Again, Snifter, now I can see these hands. I'm not that surprised to see there's a couple that...
Well, some big hands there. Ace, Queen, Pocket Jacks,
Yeah.
King, Queen.
And I think the fact that there's a raise... I can't remember if the Jacks, if Hazel calls this or if he gives it up.
Surprised if he gives it up for just the one.
Well, I think that's what... I was about to say there was a raise and a call, but actually it's a raise and re-raise, so I don't even need to...
I think the Ace, Queen can give this up now, can't they?
I don't know why I'm taking so long to think about it. I was really scared for a minute. I was about to call, but...
No, you've passed.
I know, but I seem to be taking an awful long time to think about it.
No. It wasn't you. It was Buffy Be Good.
Oh! I am stupid.
Oh, dear.
Well...
It's a dangerous old flop for both.
Yeah.
Although Circle's in good shape now. Top pair, top kicker against the up and downer of
Yep.
any Jack, any 8, any King. No. Circle doubles up.
Yep, and Circle we watched in the game a bit earlier on.
Yeah, Buzz Light heads out.
5-2 off.
The Powerhouse.
It's a big one. It really is.
No, we call it, at the gut shot, it's called the Powerhouse, the 5 deuce.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
not going to go, there is a story about
okay.
it, it's a long one. Cash game, big part, you know, guy stands up on chair, goes, it's the Powerhouse, after killing aces, kings and queens in the same hand.
Oh.
For about a £16,000 pot or something.
Well, that will probably do the job. That will be a hand to remember.
Yes. But you have to ask what was going on pre-flop.
Yeah. Well, this gentleman's... Buffy appears to have flopped a straight.
He actually flopped the second nuts.
Yeah.
But with 2 hearts, he thought, OK, I have a little bet just to
Yeah.
make sure, just knock out any flush draws that's out there.
Absolutely.
And quite rightly so. Oh, the 3-8 suited here, Matt. It's a big, big hand.
It's a big hand for me.
But you've got a lot of diamonds out there, and you're locked up with the Queen 7, who's passed. Oh, you've got chances here.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm never going to play 8-3 suited just because it's suited, thinking that's going to
You're not going to pass to a check, though, are you? Oh, look at this.
See, and actually, I think I do actually have a stab at this, because I think, well, I picked up a bit of it, and there's a couple of diamonds. I'm just going to ask a question, you know, because I find with this sort of situation...
We're going to bet 50, 40, 40. Yes, it's fair enough.
And if the guy answers me, then I know fair dues. And I'm thinking, OK, am I worried about the 9 now? The flush has not developed in any way. I'll have another quick question, and he gets out of the way. And I think that's...
Yep.
It's just kind of... And we always say this on the programme about, you know, using betting to ask a question. You ask a question, you're interested, he calls, so you think, well, that's a yes. Something comes down, asks the question again. If he raises me there or he keeps calling, then I see the danger signs, but...
Nice raise with the small pocket pair. We was talking about that in late position.
Well, I'm always dangerous, you know, in the small blind, trying to make a move there. People see it as a steal, and will quite often kind of come back at you just out of principle. But I thought,
there was no point in just limping with the deuces, is there? Because there's not a flop you're going to want to see without a deuce on it that's going to be any good to you, unless it's, you know, 3, 4, 5 or something like this. And whatever way you look at it, you can have the idiot end of the straight if you do, or if it's a flush draw, it's going to be a pretty bad flush draw with pocket deuces.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had the question earlier about small and medium pairs. It's like you either drive behind it or you just, you know, you limp until you hit resistance. So there I thought, make a move. There's only the blinds left in it. He could have any random hand. Let's find out if he's got one he wants to play and he didn't.
Exactly.
Queens for circle. Managed to put out ace-king there, Bullrog.
It was a small raise in the small blind and a call, and he outflopped him.
7-8 suited. Don't honestly remember. I can't believe I'm likely to want to get too creative.
With king 8? No, I don't think so.
No.
Oops. You'd have flopped a set, but hey, you know, you want to know.
Yeah, no. You know, I never, you know, a lot of people I play and they go, oh God, you know, I would have had.
Don't you just love that when someone does it in a live game and they go, oh, I can't believe, and it come like 4/4 jack, and you're thinking, you may have had a 4, maybe?
Yeah. But you think, you know what, the number of times that doesn't happen is fine. The number of times I throw away something I don't like and it doesn't hit a miracle flop.
Human nature.
Somebody sent an email in the other night saying, you know, Matt, do you like king 8? I'm like, the flop's king 8 or 8 king or 8 okay. Yeah, I love it to bits, but, you know, it's...
Calling a raise and a re-raise pre-flop out of position,
Exactly.
nah.
And of course there'll be days when you let something go that you were not sure about and the flop will come down, it would have given you a peach, but just remember how many times that doesn't happen. Ace.
That's why we play big cards.
Yep.
More possibilities.
Little tickle here. Just a little question asking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you found the boots on the small blind.
Yeah, which is, you know...
Now, did you or did you not have your glasses on at this stage? Did you actually think the ace-4 was aces, maybe?
No. It was just one of those where I'm trying to practice what we preach, which is ask a question rather than limp in. Don't know why I really felt compelled to sort of stick with it. Again, just a case of, just had enough of dumping hands for a while. It's all for charity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Oh, look at this, you've got a pair.
I'm probably happy to play a bit looser than I... well, needless to say. We generally do on my daily routine. 120, 580 in the pot. Second bottom pair with a... So, no, you know, quite happy to get a bit jiggy with it. But as soon as people really start putting any amount of money, it's just not even worth thinking about. The fact is now see that he has aces. To be honest, he could have had so many other things that have me beat. It doesn't really matter that he's got monster. That's a nice little pot for him. 1100 in the pot for Max. On the button next. Suited connectors for Borg behind me. Might get involved in this. I really don't remember. No. Disciplined boy, the Bullrog.
Indeed.
Who was being very complimentary. He was listening to my listening to some music I suggested to him online while we played.
What was that?
Yeah, it's my own band.
Really?
I sent them all off to my new website, and they were being very kind. They were being extraordinarily rude about my jacket and poker, but they were being very kind about the band.
That's nice of them.
7-8. It's a Mark Banning for Buffy, who don't remember. I think
You got them dominated for one.
don't remember what Buffy does here. I folds it. Okay, fair it is. I can't remember for some reason. I thought Buffy limped and I made a raise. Must have been a different hand. That's the only problem with the beat percentage. Look, Max gets himself another pocket
the boots
rocket.
again.
I think it's the other ailment of the beat the percentage. You're just chatting away in the chat box. I don't really remember too much. Yeah, everyone, you know, you don't want to be rude. Everyone's chatting away, and you think. And as a result, this is like watching this game for the first time. I kind of vaguely remember some of my hands, but it's quite interesting. I shook the hell out of myself.
It's nice to interact. You know, a lot of the you know, it's quite an interesting time on the chat. Most of the time, on Beat the Presenter. It's always a bit of fun.
Absolutely, no, it's good. It's such a good part of the show, and it is nice. You know, we've been watching some of these guys for I mean, I'm coming up to this a year. I've been on this show now, and some of these guys we've been watching for a long while. So it's great to actually have some contact. And you know, tonight we'll be coming back later on to the qualifier for the Poker Bowl to get some of these guys into the Poker Bowl studio at some point for the live final. Reaching out and touching our audience. God bless you.
I'm not physically touching them, just to...
oh, no, we are allowed to touch them. Yeah.
What, the players or the audience?
Yeah, both.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, dear.
Well, is Circle going to let go of this? Up and down.
flop's got worse for the aces. It's like, okay, if he's got any 9 or any 6, I'm in really bad shape.
And Max actually ends up there checking. As you say, the flop is so packed with danger, even with aces. You've got to think, well, aces are just a pair.
He's got the position all the time.
Ace, king, and not many other hands likely to fight against that raise, I would imagine. King 6, we know Borog's far too disciplined to do anything crazy here. And Circle has worked too hard to get those chips to get involved. Checkily.
Yeah, that's right. I was just looking at the early rotors. You was about 3 or 4 weeks after myself.
Oh, really? You did it back in the old days before the studio?
I did it in the little back room there with the the old side microphone.
Exactly, Dr. Tom and the axe.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
And I was there. I think there was their second guest.
Really?
The first guest wasn't so clever, but I was the second guest, and
I remember that.
I've been here ever since.
There you go. See, it's funny actually. I mentioned this the other day. I found a tape of that the very first time, and what amazed me was the graphics, the screen graphics.
Not good.
Not good, and I had forgotten. I remember that obviously this beautiful three-dimensional floating blimp we're now enjoying is a beautiful thing. But I forgot just how grim it was in the good old days.
Not grim, just not as dynamic.
Grim. No grim. No, it was served the purpose, and that was a beautiful thing.
You know, it's pushing back the boundaries of poker on TV at the time. You know,
hey,
and
it's
why
a
not?
groundbreaking, award-winning
Double
record breaker.
Double award-winning.
Ace king, another ace king for Jack Lee. Lots and lots of the old ace king, ace queen action going on here. Nobody likes to see that many spades on the flop when you're holding 2 diamonds, frankly.
No, but you don't mind having a bit of a pop at it when you got ace king.
Short stacked here, 620 blinds at 40-80, so
Loads of time.
Not mega pressure, but aware that
What,
everyone
you got
else
8 big blinds or something? You're in good shape.
Yeah, no time. Ace 5 suited tries a go. Jack Lee, ace 8. Be disappointed not to have ace king for the 9th time running, no doubt. Buffy, do you fancy just having a little go?
You sound a tad jealous there, Matt, I must say.
What's that for?
All these boys getting hands and you're getting filth, basically.
Yeah, well, no real argument there.
Dangerous slot for both. Well, for Circle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's Buffy going to play. Come on, Buffy, just a little.
Double the blind, just gets him ice. I like that. Now the heart's going to ring bells for Buffy, who probably needs to make a move here, or at least ask a question.
Oh, hello. That's always nice on the river to make the
so
to make
now
the
you
full
don't
boat.
Care about the flush.
No, got to have a small value bet.
520, make a bet. Half the pot.
380. I'd bet about 380 here. Oh, 160.
A bit light for me.
It's an instant call. I think you could have got a tad more out of him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think a little bit more extraction thereof. Again, another big hand for me.
Another big hand. Actually, I'd like to see if we can muster up some stats.
Well, ask and you shall receive. I'm sure the genie.
I'd like to see the rockometer on the mat to see how tight and aggressive you have been.
Not through. Well, oh look, pair of 6s up there in seat 1. Ace queen suited. Yeah, I think more through function than design. To be honest, you'd probably find me to be reasonably tight as. You've not
been. I use the word very lightly. Creative.
No, and it's interesting. It's another one of those things where we talk about the cards versus the position. Is also when you have the kind of cards that you might think, I need to make a move here. Somebody makes a move before you, and it negates. You think, I don't even have any momentum now. I'm just following rather than actually leading the charge. So seat 1 still got the best of it, but again, wow, I was going to say needs to ask a question in my mind. Going all in is about as big a question as you can ask. Ace queen.
Well, it's not a bad flop for pocket 6s, is it? Unlikely that Buffy's got Jack, and he's taking the chance that you haven't got a pair bigger than my 6s.
Yep. Here's ace 9 again.
Come on, you got a raise on the button.
Oh, the anticipation. I don't remember what I do. Oh,
I think you have to raise here.
Oh dear. All right. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you there. I'd like to pretend I was slow playing it, but I really don't remember. Probably busy exchanging hilarious jokes in the chat box.
I'm sure.
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Barry?
It's been checked to you again.
I really don't know who I am.
Oh, look, you've sucked out on Circle.
I really have lucked out here because I was just sort of not paying attention and just checking till the end to see what happened, really.
And you thought, okay, I'll just check.
I've checked again. Do I?
A value, just a value. 240.
Yeah.
It's way over the top.
Yeah.
Should have done that on the
I'm sorry, I have no excuse.
pre-flop.
I don't even remember playing that hand. How awful was that?
A7. This should be a raising, especially with your chips.
Yeah, not a lot to speak of. We're at 40-80, and the blinds are probably not the blind
200,
level is
180,
probably.
something like that.
I just don't remember, mate. Oh my god.
Another limp.
The limp's enough to get 2 players out of the hand. This is funny.
Have you? Do you feel sorry for me after me doing my knee in at football today? You're just taking the pee.
I don't know. Do you know, it's so funny. I just don't remember doing this. Note to self: less chat, more actually watching.
More actually playing.
It is quite amusing to watch yourself surprising yourself, because I can't imagine why I would.
Raise, man! Come on, raise it up.
The thing is, it's the time bar. See, I know how much nattering I must.
Now, well, that's more like it. You
Because,
made a pop at it after.
I'm one of those people that doesn't really take very long to think, so I can only be rabbiting. Sorry, folks.
No, you were busily typing away.
I was having a nap. Well, it's nice, isn't it? It is a nice section.
Go
of the
on,
show for the
lip
guys
for the
who-
8.
No, 8's. People will know is one of my favourite hands. I'm not going to do anything other than make a big move with 8.
I'd be really
Please, man.
surprised if
Please
you
don't.
flat call.
Look, I'm typing.
Oh, there we go. He's finally found the raise button, which is good to see.
Exactly. Of all the hands that I've just flat called with, I decided to actually make a big move with 8s. Says a lot about that level of concentration. And Mr. Bannon, 7-8 offsuit. Sorry, Mark, but not today. Nearly at the $1,000 mark. Ace Queen for Jackalee in the small blind. Max power on the button. Doesn't fancy it. A little tickle here might be received by Buffy with 9-10. 240 is probably a bit strong, but Buffy gonna no, a bit too strong for Buffy to fancy with the connectors. King Queen is the best hand on the board right now on the button, and Jackalee might have a bit of momentum from the previous hand. Again, 240. It's certainly looking at my hand there. I'm going to throw that away unless I'm not paying attention. Throw it away. Throw it away. And Jackalee had a couple of good collections there. Jack King, a few nice hands in a row here for Jack.
Should be raising with this one in late position, and
again,
nothing wrong with that.
Another 200 to get involved with Queen 8 for me. 200. It's just. Oh God, I hope I don't call this. Throw the cards away. Thank you. It's quite scary, you know.
Yeah.
It is really scary to
no,
think,
what
oh
am I
my
doing?
God, am I best? Because it's happened about 6 hands so far. I've been like, oh my God.
Aha, it's a real hand for the mat.
This is, I believe, my first premium hand of the evening.
Unfortunately, counterfeited by Balrog's
Exactly.
Ace Queen as well.
Which is suited, so just a slight edge.
No, you've got 2 flush draws against his 1.
That's true. I hadn't looked at it in that. I like your positive take on life.
Yep, half full, not half empty, me, Matt.
Bingo. 201. Do you like the little
I
one?
like that.
Everyone's going,
201. Some fishy. I'm passing now. I don't think. Can Balrog pass this with his chips?
I did that. We'd had a long conversation about the guy, QP, previously had been betting all sorts of strange amounts. Balrog, I know.
Look at this.
We did
Only
chuckle.
on online poker can you both have the same hand and hit 2 pair together.
Exactly. Oh, how we laughed.
Yes, chuckle.
There was much LOLing in the chat. Hurrah. There you go, folks. Enjoy I think that's the biggest hand I've had for the night and the biggest flop I've had.
Just for some of our viewers, when you say lots of LOL, you mean laugh out loud, don't you? Which
Yeah.
is the
LOL, or laugh out loud. Ahaha. It's pocket 3s, which I believe, again, a bit like I said before, I had planned to make a move with, and then 2 players ahead of me kind of, sorry, not the player exactly ahead of me. Went
Yeah, with
bang.
your chips, you can't really make the power move
It's
there,
all
can
in,
you?
isn't
With
it?
it,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
all
it's-
in, and you know Buffy's going to call you because of his chip position. So you know you're going to at least have 2 overcards against you, if not an overpair. So
Yeah, absolutely.
why not?
But as say, in the light of somebody already making a move ahead of me, well, then that just completely negates my thoughts. 5-8. Powerhouse, I understand. Oh, is that 5?
Deuce 5.
Oh, deuce 5 down. I was.
You'll
paying
pick it up.
attention.
Don't worry. It's just.
I'm new here, he said, having both established they've been
I've stayed
around for
with a
about
long time. Yeah, well over a year. Did you do any shows next door in the?
Yeah. I do one in there with. I did a couple in there actually with Axe. Before this luxurious studio you see before you was built.
Yes, it was an hour longer, the shows then. It was a long old night.
It was. The funniest thing that used to make me chuckle was, you know, we had the camera sort of wedged in the corner on shoeboxes, is that Axe would spend all night making notes about the people he was playing and then go home and play against them, knowing exactly how they worked, having watched them for a full 5 hours.
Yeah.
God bless him. 3-6, bring it home, Broughton. Bye.
Yes. Actually, bless his little cotton socks, I actually watched him playing the $25.50 no limit game, actually, while we're commentating one night.
Really?
Yes. He did proceed to go on tilt quite rapidly.
Oh, hello, it's Suited Connectors. Pair of
Queen,
fives.
Jack. Oh.
Pair of fives is all in.
It's going to be a tough one to call for pretty much all your chips with Queen Jack.
Do you know what? It's been so long since I've had a hand. Yeah, do you know, I'm not surprised to see me.
Look at that flop.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Set against the flush, against the top pair. Everyone for everything.
It's funny,
You're so greedy. Look at this. 2 pair and a flush.
Well, I saw the jack and thought, hurrah. And then I saw the 5. I thought, oh, my God. And then because we were all in, the cards came down so quickly, I made the flush almost as quickly you see there. So as soon as he'd made his
Even if he
set,
makes a little limpy raise there and you call, all your money's going to go in on the flop anyway. And so is he. So.
And it's funny because we always say this about the sequence of play, but had we been on the back of a pretty good period for me, you know, if I had a few cards to play, pretty sure I wouldn't have done that. No. So it's interesting that you just think, do you know what, I've had enough of this. We either win now or we lose now.
Wow, look at that for 2-4.
Yeah.
And you come out betting it. Why not?
Well, me and Bullrug had a little chat, and, you know, every time I made a move with him there, he thinks I'm stealing. We had a laugh with the ace-queen. So, again, you're kind of reacting to what's going on the table.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I do this again, he might go, right, no, you don't do that to me again, sort of thing. But, as I say, that's the thing. You have a lot of chit-chat. We just watch the cards when we're sort of commenting on the game, but...
So you're what, 5-handed now?
Yeah.
Which is... tied your best results to date.
Yes, this has tied my best results to date. 5th place being everything to beat. I'll be the first commentator to need his online account topped up. I'll borrow some off Cass.
Yeah, he's absolutely. He's flush, isn't he?
He is.
And I've got a few in my account, I
He's
believe.
minted. No, I think, you know, it will almost be a shame when and if I do cash, because some people have got really good runs, but no one can beat my run. No one's got me out of cash as long as I have. But could we see it broken tonight, folks? Could we see?
Oh, you never know. It's getting close.
3-5. Woohoo! I'm gonna ride them puppies home. Or fold. But look, I'm over 2,000. In fact, I'm chip leader. Quickly, somebody put a leaderboard up. Can we take a picture?
Quickly, stop the tournament, have a pro rata chip count and split the money accordingly.
At this point, everyone said, well, I think Matt's won, let's just stop playing. But I said no. No.
It wouldn't be fair, would it?
It wouldn't be fair to you.
It doesn't make good TV.
It wouldn't be. Ace Jack for Ball is decided he's down to his last 500. I don't believe I want to call this, is my honest feeling, because he has been quite solid throughout the night. And even, oh, okay.
You're not that big a dog.
Oh, no, in fact, no, we did. We watched this, didn't we? We thought,
did.
No, that's
and you went,
right.
10 please on the river.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
That's right, it was. I do apologise. It was only 500 more to me, wasn't it? Because he was all in, yes. And that's one I think we kind of nudged each other. You go into that knowing you're probably the underdog, but you know exactly how much it's going to cost you. And we're in tournament mode, so we know that the added equity is that we could take him out of the tournament. It's not just his chips, it's even the position, which, as you know, for me, is very important at this stage in my particular standing. 8-3, another monster.
On the button, though.
Yeah, I just don't trust Bullrog not to raise me up. It's as simple as that. Ace Jack's going to fight it out. I'm not going to stick around with Queen 4, even for the minimum, frankly. Or am I? Oh, God, no. I must say, Barry, I'm impressed by exactly the stack of jokes you've got building up in your inbox there, mate. You've had a fantastic response. Everyone wants a pair of these glasses.
Well, you know, it's a big carrot to be dangling.
It is. It's a tease. Ace Jack is all in against Ace Jack. It's like the Ace Queen's Bullrog slapping his forehead in delight about how many split pots he's going to enjoy this evening.
You know what? Keep splitting pots. You'll never go broke.
Well, that's true.
Well, unless you lose one, obviously. But
Well, that wouldn't be a split pot then, would it?
no, you're right. You wouldn't, that's exactly right.
Queen 10. You fancy that, MB? I don't remember if you do at this stage. I
No,
forget
under
one
the
how
gun-
distracted stroke
Under
bored
the
you
gun, I'm going to be passing that, I must say.
were. Yeah, no, there's. I can't see too much merit in that.
Should we try and have a look at some stats here as we're five-handed and pretty much tying equally as deep as you've ever
Yeah,
been in one of
yeah.
these commentator tournaments?
Yep,
Sorry, did
why
I mention
not?
that again? I
No,
apologise.
no, hey,
mate.
that's the truth.
Look at this pre-flop folds. You are officially the loosest player.
That's hard. That's really hard to believe.
It
In the
is.
same way that the leaderboard where I was top was hard to believe, that's quite hard to believe as well.
So you've been the loosest, but you've limped more times than a prosthetic clinic.
Yeah, I don't really know what that's about. Who knows? Yep, I'll give you that one. Oh, something else coming up. Percentage of played hands that won. So I've won over half the hands that I've played, and I've been very loose. So good.
So passive loose.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one, but yeah,
Loose,
fish is
passive.
I think. Oh, I'm all in. I'm all in, everybody. What's this about? Jack 8. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought there was something exciting going to happen there. See again, Balrog. Just because of Balrog, just because we
You
kind of
moved off that very quickly, Matt. Yeah, are you sure you're not a politician in the? We were talking about your style of play through
Oh,
the
my-
stats,
my
and
loose-
stats never lie.
Stats never lie. I mean,
They're telling us that you limp a lot, you're in a lot of pots, and you win.
64% of them.
Yes, which means that you're a bit of a passive, loose player.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I prefer fish or dead money.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm more of a steak man myself, but
yeah. Yeah, if you want a piece of me, if you want a piece of the action for the next $2 sit and go again,
Yeah, bring it on.
bring it on.
Bring
I'll
on,
give
bring
I'll give good rates of return.
Bring your tartare sauce as well, ladies and gents.
Oh, hello.
Pocket 10s
Pocket-
for
I
the
think
MB.
Apart from my pocket 3, oh no, I had pocket 8s, and I've had a couple of pocket things.
You're going to move in? Are you going to raise? Are you going to limp? Are you going to... Oh, it's a 822. That's a very interesting,
Yeah, I've no
funny
idea.
old raise.
Just typing funny numbers into the box to amuse the punters.
Why not?
Well, it's it's a.
It's good.
That's
Blinds
the
are
thing.
good.
To the big blind is on
480.
300.
Oh, well, you 480 you're taking down in the blinds. Lovely,
Yep.
jubbly. Second in chips, just.
Yeah, just in. Yeah, only just. Yeah,
Max
to Buffy.
Power's the current chip leader.
Ace 10 is all in.
Jack's moved.
980 in total. Again, not getting fabulous odds for me efforts here. I hope
It's a marginal call.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
But I've got that added pressure of knowing that everyone's just going to absolutely rip the life out of me if I don't get in the money here. So I think that's a self-preservation move. On another day, maybe you feel a
I
bit
think
more.
either way you do, you're not doing much wrong really by either calling or passing. It's not.
No, it is. It's a real marginal one for me. You call one day, you fold the other. It's going to be hard to pick it apart.
Limp with a 3-4. King 10 raising, and quite rightly so, and a fold. Yes.
Queen, King suited. I wish they were my cards, frankly, at this stage. I'd be quite happy to push. Yep, it does push with that. I folded so fast, I didn't even see what I had.
Yeah, blinds are pretty big
Yeah,
now. 326 40s.
Yeah.
Pretty chunky.
Yeah. That's the
No
thing with
one's
these,
no one's really in good shape.
No, that's the thing is that these. That's what we find a lot with these. When you get to this level where
It's
there's
gone
still
from
a few
s-
people,
It's gone from sit and go to push and go.
it is very much a kind of a. Well, here we are. Borog's King 6. Jackley's got so much invested in the pot from the blind, and he's only got 820 left. 640 in, 820. He just calls it, and actually, there you go. He hits in ace.
And he
Borog
six
gets the
and he
6 and the king. No.
There you go. Poor old Borog. Played a good game as well.
Yes, he did, and it was it was, you enjoy sometimes you sit with people and you
Hold
enjoy.
on, hold the phones. MB, top 4, different class, this boy.
Bring it home, I am on the bubble. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the bubble. Set record on your VHS now. And just to remind you, this is the highest position I have ever reached. But look, Imagine the action I'm going to get
and
with
you've got
6,
three
9, 2,
monster
3.
hands. Look at this: 2-3, Queen Deuce, and
So-
6-9.
For the whole rest of the night, when I've got the most rubbish hands in life, everyone else got ace queen, ace king, pair of tens. When I get my bullets, been waiting all night long, and everybody folds to the big blind.
So the problem you've got is that no one's going to raise you with a half a hand because they know you're going to call because you've got over half your stacking.
Exactly, absolutely right. So I can't be too disappointed. I didn't lose any money.
No,
See, I'm taking your glass half full kind of thing there.
absolutely.
Didn't get anything from aces. No,
Nope.
I did. I got the blinds and I lived to fight another day. Any minute now I'm about to burst through. 2, 3 suits for Max. It's not the worst thing in the world when you've got half your stack in. King 3 for me. I don't know. No.
Wow.
I'm surprised by that. That was,
I'd move in there with any
Yeah.
face card. I'm looking, especially with Max Power's was short.
yeah, absolutely. That was not entirely sure the logic behind that one. Whoever this M. Broughton is, I've no idea what he was thinking there.
No, indeed.
No idea. On the button as well, ace 9. I think I'm just desperate to get in the money. That's all I can really offer you. Ace 3 for Buffy, 2, 4 off for myself.
See, you can't. It's difficult to wait, and you know
Yeah.
you got 640 coming round. It's going to decimate your stack, leave you nothing. So you basically force yourself to play the next pot.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the truth is, because of how low that hand is, even though I've got the idea,
Absolutely.
if I
No,
do
no, no.
make a move there, I'm going to pick up blinds if I get lucky.
7 deuce.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to my cards. You know, I'm not gonna whine, but
It
it's I'm
folds.
very lucky there.
Wow, you had an absolute result there.
Very lucky to pick that up
Yep.
because there was junk. King 2 suited.
It's a moving hand.
It is
You
a
can't-
moving hand, I'm sure. Please, for God's sake. I just don't remember. Still chatting, obviously. Being hilarious, talking about music life.
Move or fold. Move or fold.
Come on, what are you talking about? Oh, for God's sake. Decides to wait for another day. I think that's wrong. I think, and I'm beating myself up here, I think I've got to move. Well, certainly I've got to move with this. Thank you.
Jack's. Is he going to call you?
Well, it's going to be hard for him not
600.
to.
Yeah, he's
really.
getting the odds.
And then, ladies and gentlemen,
Great shape. Look at this.
look at this. This is
Ready for the
look at
double up.
this.
Chip leader.
Only a jack.
and
Only a jack.
Oh,
He's out of the bubble.
That's bad.
He's out
bad
on the bubble, ladies and
news.
gentlemen. Welcome to my world. I'm out in the bubble.
A
Lots
very
of-
proud bubble finish, 4th position for MB.
carried aloft on the shoulders of my peers as I look at the money.
It's a
Ace
shame.
2. It's a shame,
It's
but
a shame.
there you go. I'd like to thank everyone that was on my table because we did actually have quite a good laugh, quite a good chat. Probably a bit more fun than poker, but we had a good laugh. So thanks very much, everybody.
Poker, just like life, has its ups, has its downs, but pretty much across the board, you know, it's interesting.
I had a lovely time actually for this. I don't remember much about the game, but I had a really nice chat. So good on you, chaps. Nice to be with you.
That's it.
That's it, mate.
That
That's
was
me
it.
out. On fourth to beat.
7th,
Fifth,
5th, and a 4th.
7th, 5th. Well, don't forget there was on 7th, 5th, 5th, and 4th, really.
Okay.
So I'm not proud, but hey, welcome to poker. I understand the variance of tournament poker. Don't worry about it.
Can I quickly talk about? We've got a minute or so before we go into the break. Our last
Be my
break.
guest. You're the boss.
A situation has arisen in Bellagio. I'm just reading some interesting goings on in the Bellagio. Bit of slow rolling going on for one player. A guy called Cliff Josephy pushed all in pre-flop, and a guy called Valentino Morella. And I know these are not household names, but just it's an interesting situation. This Valentino's had the clock called on him about 10 times during the event. He looks across and starts dwelling up, gives it the full Hollywood. He goes, you know what, I don't need a clock this time. I'll call you all in. This is after about a minute. So he calls all in, leaving this Cliff Josephy with about, 400,000 or 500,000 in chips. So the guy, this Cliff, flips over ace jack. Then Valentina goes, oh, you've got me in a bad shape. And then slowly flips over an ace, then flips over the other ace. That's horrible. A $3.4 million event, and he's slow rolling the aces. There's been oohs and ahs from the crowd.
That's not nice. No one likes a slow move.
It's not good, is it?
Don't do that at home, folks.
Don't do that. Slow rolling, don't like it. Poker etiquette, keep it real. Anyway, Poker Night Live, going to a break, back in a couple. Welcome back. Last hour of Poker Night Live this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whatever time you're watching this particular show, but it's been an interesting show.
It's flown, hasn't it, between my
flown.
monumental bit of presenter and the jokes. Swiftly flown past this evening.
Yep, swiftly. Swiftly being the operative word there. Look, we had a bit of a run on these jokes, and we've not... Watching your monumental effort... Legendary effort. We've got a raft of jokes we have to catch up on. So, have you got your laughometer ready?
I am. I'm just doing a...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just totaling up where we were previously. We know who's there. We're ready for the next onslaught.
We're gonna rock through them, okay?
Yep.
Here we go. Email from Kay. Hi, Groovers.
Whoa, bringing it home.
Yes. This is not so much as a joke as a true story, so it's going to be original. It's good. I've suffered from a bad back for a few years now, so I was really excited when I read in the local rag that there was a group setting up a poker/yoga course at a night school. Okay, I like this way this is going, yeah. Fascinated by the prospect of improving both my poker and posture, I quickly enrolled. At the initial class, the tutor, a young redhead, no hair, just a redhead. Very good, I like it. Said he hoped that he would start easy and progress to some fairly advanced positions. Later, he asked me how flexible I was. I said I couldn't make Tuesdays.
Hey, ba-boom. The poker wasn't really a big part of the joke. I mean, it made me laugh, but I mean, I'm being told everyone in the gallery...
Just mark the joke.
5 because there wasn't really much poker in it. Sorry.
It was...
Mention poker. The idea of poker yoga makes me laugh, but it's only a 5. I'm just being honest. What can I say?
Okay, 5.
Redhead was good. Yeah.
That was the only thing that was any good, the redhead.
Okay. Well, we live and learn, we move on.
Okay, email from Andy here. A guy was playing a 10-20 Hold'em and was stuck, which means down, about $300 when he looked down beside the table and saw a little green leprechaun. Quit playing poker forever right now and I'll give you a pot of gold worth $1 million, said the little fellow. The player replied, let me get even first.
Hey, boom. We don't mind that. I'm going to give that a 7.
Okay. It's not quite there.
Andy.
But it's close.
Thank you, Andy.
Right, moving swiftly on. Got a joke from Mellow Cat here. It's not a joke.
Oh, what? You mean we've got a legitimate poker-based question?
We've got a poker question, which, should we do?
Yeah, well, we may as well.
Just a kind of bit of intermission.
That is what we're here for. Let's not forget, even though we
have
forgotten. Let's not forget.
Yeah, this is a bit of an intermission here for a real poker question. Why do people moan so much about being outdrawn? I know it's tough if it knocks you out of a tournament, but surely, if you've been outdrawn, you put your chips in with the best of it, and in the long run, you'll win. Absolutely right. I would rather be knocked out of a tournament by being outdrawn by my mate than by making a wrong decision and going out with the worst hand. As long as you think you've made the right decision, you may as well sit back and appreciate the greatest game on earth while accepting the fact that sometimes the poker gods are feeling fickle. Absolutely, Mellowcat. Agree with you so much. Aha! But hold on. I see a joke lurking below his email. Let's go to this joke very quickly, Mellowcat. Why are racehorses natural-born poker players?
I don't know. Why are they natural-born poker players?
Because they're raised on stud farms.
No, that's a 4, I'm afraid.
Small mumbling titter from Matt.
Yeah, sorry. But good point. I mean, 4.5 because a good point about the bad beats. You know, people go, oh, he's so lucky. He's only lucky because he's the sort of player that gets himself in that position.
We've got a time constraint here, Matt. We've got to crack on.
Oh, excuse me for addressing poker. Go on,
I'm joking. Email from Punky. What's the difference between a lady of the night and Gus Hansen?
I don't know, actually. What is the difference?
Even hookers aren't that loose.
Hey, boom. Not bad. I'm feeling a bit of a 6 there.
A 6?
Do you like that more? Is that
more of a 9?
Really?
6 and 9.
No.
Okay. Careful, family show. Yeah. Ah, another one from Scotty.
Oh, Scotty.
Yeah,
Already
it's
equal
already-
top. Already equal top in the leaderboard, but come
He
on,
is.
Scotty, can you do
Scotty, another joke. The best poker joke I've ever heard is that Mark Banning believes that 7-8 offsuit is a good hand. LOL.
better? That is quite funny, actually. But, I mean, that's a
Doesn't
running
eclipse
joke.
his current
I mean,
situation.
to refer to Mark as a running joke is somewhat cruel. So I'm just going to give that 7.9 because it is
He doesn't
quite...
run much, does he?
No, we'll leave that. It's not really a joke, but I'll
Yeah.
just write it down in case.
Okay. Email from Beth, a.k.a. Fast Bandit. She goes, I'll try again because obviously my first effort was so woeful.
Go on, Beth.
Maybe. I had the woeful in there, Beth. I'm not just kind of putting words in your mouth. A man spent the night at the gut shop, tiptoeing into the house at 5 a.m. By the way, I like the name check. Thank you very much for that. Tiptoeing into the house at 5 a.m., he tried not to wake his wife, but it didn't help. She woke up and asked, where the heck have you been? Guilty, he said. Okay, I admit it. I took my secretary to dinner, then one thing led to another. Stop lying, she said. You've been playing poker.
Oh.
This kind of works for me.
You like that? Yeah. Well, you give it a score then.
No, you're the...
Do you know what? I'm really sorry. Sorry, that was just a 4 for me. That's a 4.
Sorry, Beth. He's the
sorry.
adjudicator for this evening.
It's not personal. It's just.
I liked it. You know, it kind of works for me, but there you go. Yeah, Beth, keep sending them in.
Still time. Still time.
Right, here's from an email from Peter, a.k.a. The Swinger. Okay? Is a golfer, maybe? I'm not
What
sure.
kind of people are we trying?
Hi, guys. Here's my attempt at a joke. Two blondes walk into a poker game. You would have thought one of them would have seen it. Boom, boom!
Oh, 2. That's clearly just a blonde joke that you've turned into blonde poker players. I'm sorry.
It's an attempt. I think there should be a default of at least 3.
Well, what's the point of having 1 to 10 if you're not going to get? Come on, you've got to
They've
give
all made the effort of joining in with the Poker Night Live
And we've
show.
rewarded them by name checking them live on TV. I mean, what a joy for you people with no jokes. I mean, this is good stuff. This is good
I'm sure
stuff.
Peter goes to work tomorrow and said, guess what? Someone read out a really bad joke of mine on Poker Night Live last night.
Yeah, but
and here's the
they'll lie.
DVD.
Well,
Can't see it.
maybe so. But anyway, it is just a 2 out of 10. I am sorry. I can't change
right.
that. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules.
Okay. There's an email from Stanters. Another fine joke from Stanters. Well, another joke from Stanters. What's the difference between a 12-inch pizza and a poker player?
I don't know.
Okay. The pizza can feed a family of 4.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we like that one.
Yeah,
We
that's
like
kind
that
of
one.
clever.
Oh.
In a kind of pepperoni type of way.
Oh, do you know? I think that could be an 8. That could be up the top. We're gonna have to make a decision. I'm going to give that an 8 up the top there.
Oh, we've got a 3-way tie.
We've got a 3-way.
You're making it difficult on yourself, Matt.
That's all right. We're going
It's
to have a
only
recap.
one pair of these glasses.
That's all right. We're going to have a recap, and I'm already developing an affection for 2 of the 3. Sorry,
Okay.
who was that from, Barry?
Stanters.
Stanters. Good old
Stanters.
Stanters. Evening, Stants.
Good work, Stanters. Like your style, my friend. Email here from Harwick Balls. This is my favourite joke. A guy walks into a poker room and finds himself seated next to a German Shepherd dog. A few hands later, the dog drew a straight flush and collected the jackpot. Unbelievable, said the chap. I've played plenty of poker in my day, but I've never imagined I'd see a dog win at poker. He's not that good, said an old geezer at the table. Every time he gets a good hand, he wags his tail.
No, I'm not going for that one. That's a 4. You.
Okay.
This could go all night. We'll be done in a minute. Be home
No,
time
we've got
before
another
that.
6 to go.
Another 16.
Email from Weisswig. 6 guys were playing poker when Smith loses $500 on a single hand, clutches his chest and drops down dead at the table. Showing respect for their fallen comrade, the other 5 complete their playing time standing up. Okay. Roberts looks around and asks, now who's going to tell his wife? They draw straws. Rippington, who's always a loser, picks the short one. They tell him to be discreet. Be gentle, but don't make a bad situation any worse than it is. Gentlemen, discreet? I'm the most discreet man you'll ever meet. Discretion is my middle name, leave it to me. Rippington walks over to Smith's house. Knocks on the door, the wife answers and asks what he wants. Rippington says, your husband just lost $500 playing cards. She hollers, tell him to drop dead. Rippington says, I'll tell him. All the best. I'll tell him.
Right, well that's going to be a 2 for me.
I'm not going to argue with that one.
No, because even Barry didn't laugh. And let's be honest, Barry's been very kind tonight. And even he scrolled down. I did see him scroll down because he thought
there was more of the joke.
Punchline.
I'm sorry,
Weisswig. And he went, all the best. Cheers.
With a name like Weisswig, are you German? Is that a possibility?
Well, you don't want to go down that road, mate. Let's be honest. We've just insulted his joke with 2. We don't want to start getting on the whole nationalities thing, do we?
Okay. Dave L. We have a joke from Dave L. Why didn't the elephant like to play poker in the jungle?
I don't know. Why?
Why? Because there were too many cheaters.
Well, it's got that kind of Christmas 0.
This is the double header. Dave L's coming with a late one.
Oh, ditto.
Some people just seem to have a lot of luck. A friend of mine who is one of those card players who can almost always draw whatever he needs to win a hand in poker, but loses big time at the races. I asked him about this once and he replied, well, they won't let me shuffle the horses.
That's a 1.
Okay. Great show, guys, he says.
That's a 2!
Yay! There we go, Dave. Well done, sir. Right, another one.
Oh, Barry, you're just an unstoppable gag machine. Somebody kill me.
Okay. What does AK, Ace King, Big Slick, and Anna Kournikova have in common?
They both look great but play rubbish.
No. They look great, but they don't win much.
Well, that's much the same, really, isn't it? Well, it's a good joke. It's a 5, maybe.
Okay, it's a 5. That's from Poplet.
Thank you, Poplet.
Okay, well, look, we've got 3 left. We've got the multi... I think we joked out. We need to give it a little bit of a break.
I'm a bit exhausted deep down inside. I think perhaps poker... It's time for poker to take centre stage on Poker Night Live.
Let's do some poker, shall we, on Poker Night Live this evening. Let's go to our multi-table tournament, which is coming very close to the last, team players. Top 10 go through to the Poker Night Live Poker Bowl semi-final. And there's actually 15 left, which is all very, very good stuff. 15 left, 2 tables, there we go, all the players left. There's going to be 5 of them. Actually, now I hear 4. There's 14 players left that are going to be going through. Top 10 going through to the multi-table tournament, which is the Poker Night Live semi-final. And the top 6 of that semi-final will go and play in the televised Poker Bowl event, where the first prize is a whopping, massive, enormous...
Build it up.
Almost life-changing $10,000 first prize. Wow-wee.
That would change my life.
That's nearly as much as they pay us here on Poker Night Live.
I could pay back all the money I've lost on the sit and goes.
If we do 10,000 shows, we could actually make that much.
Maybe whatever rate you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd rather win that amount in poker though, just to show everyone.
But after watching, no, I'm not going to go there. I berated you enough tonight on your play. You was chatting a lot.
No. Hey, no, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. You play the cards you get, and you
play the cards you get.
Exactly. You play the cards you get. You play the cards you get. I got not a lot, but there's a lot of hands there that I don't think I really maximised. But
I'd agree. But hey, that's water under the bridge. It's gone. It's done and dusted.
I'm not going to linger on that.
So we've got Ace King for Beth G there, made a bit of a move with Kev's hat. Getting the 7 on the turn, making a bet. And Beth passing. Now, something I noticed last time I watched this, the Sunday event, which is a little different to the multi-table, which means, as I say, it's not just a standard, top 10 payout or whatever it may have been in the past. It's a super satellite, which plays a lot differently, Matt. There's a when you've got a lot of chips, you should be. If I was Kev's hat here, I would be probably sitting out. As I'm just looking at the tables here, he is the chip leader on 43,000. He's got a lot of play. you know, a lot to play. Just over 50 big blinds, which means I'd be pressing sitting out here.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, that's the point we make before. We often have conversations where we get people asking about, you know, should I be sitting back on a big chip stack to move up the money? And the truth is, we always say that getting in the money is good, but every single position when you're in the money has a big impact on you. Here, you've just got to get through that bubble. So it really doesn't matter. Whereas normally we'd be saying, you know, somebody said before, we had a situation somebody put to us saying, you know, I've got aces, I'm huge chip leader, we're right on the bubble, somebody makes a move, should I throw them away? And the truth is, in any normal situation, you're looking not only to make the money, not only to make the final table, but to make it with the most chips possible. Every single opportunity has to be an opportunity to accumulate chips. Here, that's not going to come into play. It's not like I want to get to the final table with loads of chips. You've just got to get into the 10 here and your job is done. So you do have to sort of approach it differently, because once you get through that rebuy period, you know the chips you've got. Kev here, I mean, he's bound to want to get involved because he's clearly a poker player and he's got a job to do, but he doesn't need to start investing in chips. No, I mean, here he's got position on Beth, but even 800, it's not a massive investment, but if he does that enough times, all of a sudden he doesn't fancy himself up against Fast Bandit. He's got 24,000, so it's really no need to do anything other than let the button circle the table. Fair dues, here he goes, 2 pair. Is he really going to get paid off? Because that's the truth of it. Wow.
No one's going to want to get involved with him unless they got him beat, basically.
Yep,
you know?
bingo,
and that's why you'd keep away. Now, if you take the difference from, say, Beth G or Quite Tight, Albus Forks, etc., if I was them, I'm looking to, you know, accumulate some chips, but I'm also keeping a very, very close eye on the other table.
Absolutely.
Which I believe we can have a quick look at if we can swap tables, just to see the last, just to get an idea of flavour of the chips and players left. Let's see what exactly we're facing here as we get down to the last 10.
And to prove your point, I mean, there's Kev on his 43. No one's even anywhere near him. And these guys are going to come under pressure far faster.
Everyone's in the team, well, except for Shuffle 07. Everyone's in the teens, you know, 18, 16, etc. Miles in front. Shouldn't be playing your hand.
Agree.
I'll even fold aces.
Oh, yeah, see, that's hard.
No. There's no need to get involved.
I theoretically back you on that, but there's a part of me that just thinks, do you know what? Oh, it's still fancy having a tickle.
Maybe not now. Maybe, you know, you're 11 players to go.
Yeah.
There's 1 player to go, and there's 10 seats available. You're not going to win anything for, you know, being monster chip leader with 10 players to go. Everyone's going to get a seat. Even if you've got 1 chip, you're going to get a seat with 10 players left. So, you know, pass it. You know, sounds strange.
No, say I can't argue with the theory. I just know that I would never. I just think I'd find it very hard, you know, because it comes around so rarely.
Maybe not as chip leader, but if you was, you know, one of the middle stacks.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Is different.
I mean, I know we were kind of addressing Kev with his 43,000, but yeah, if you were somebody who is doing better than average,
like he serve, and if you're 11 players left, it's gone raise round to you. The two guys have both got you out chipped, and you've got aces. I'm going to pass.
Yes, no, that's, yeah, it is. You've got to make like any part poker, you've got to make your decision based upon the information that you've got and the situation you're in. So yeah, I think you're right in that situation. Yeah, why would you want to get involved?
You don't. You may be a 4.5 to 1 favourite against 1 player. Obviously, that's lessened against 2 players if they've both got pocket pairs. It's you know, it's a situation you don't really want to find yourself in.
But as we see, there's no one really table captain as there is on that other table, and it is an important point Barry makes about if you're in this situation, have the other table open. Watch the lobby that shows you where you are, how many other players are in trouble. Because it's all part of your strategy. Play a lot of these lunchtime turbo tournaments and you watch the other tables just to see when it gets down to the money, all the people that are low in chips, try and find out, are they going to hang on forever or are they going to get crazy? Because if they're going to hang on, there's no point you trying to slow down and outlast them.
See, I was just putting some stats into the into a poker calculator here, and I'm just working out, if you're up against two other players and they both get under pairs to your aces, you're only 64% against them to win the hand. And it's not a monster favourite. Now,
no.
if you make that, four players, I'm just going to quickly put this into the poker calculator.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point with aces. They're the best pair, but they are just a pair. And shuffler, we identified as being the weak point on the table, does indeed say Tatar.
Yep.
Well done to make this far, mate. Unlucky.
Oh, it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
All that way and...
You'd rather be out on your third hand, wouldn't you, than get all the way down to this?
Absolutely.
Down to our last 12. So only 2 more to go here. And name exists just over 9,500. So going to start worrying because he's only got 9 and a bit, the big blind, 500, 1,000. What have you learnt there?
Well, if you're up against 3 other players with under pairs to your aces, you're now about a 50% favourite, just over 50% favourite to win it.
That's not so good, is it?
No. So yeah, as we're saying, there are times and places to be folding aces pre-flop. I know it doesn't sound like, winning poker play, but, this is not about winning this. This is a super satellite. It's all about survival, making the top 10.
Well, look at Kev. We looked away for, what, 3 minutes there, and Kev has done himself damage to the tune of 10 grand.
Third of his stack. He had 45,000, just short of 45,000, and he's now come back with 30. Looks like Orbis has got a piece. Quite Tight has got a piece of it, and so has Fast Bandit as well. So he's spreading it around, giving people ammunition to attack him with, which, if you pass every hand, you can't let your chips go, unless in blinds. And the blinds are still, relative to his stack, pretty small. Well, they were.
And there, I mean, Kev is, again, getting involved in hands where he's not got a lot to win there. If he gets called and gets beat, he wasn't really chasing a huge amount in the pot. But now he's got himself in a position where he's got Beth Algel, Fast Bandit, down in seat 4 with 21 grand, Orbis with 22. He's actually got to play this table now because he needs to survive. Everyone else has got enough chips. They can last for a long while here. They're going to be playing poker. Whereas, you said it a while back, another guy had 45 grand. Sit and fold, sit back, You
may not finish top, you may not finish, number 1 in chips, but who cares? It doesn't matter in this particular event.
And it is a horrible place to have come through this field, even though it wasn't a huge field because it was a rebuy tournament. Obviously, people investing in this, investing their money, investing their time. The last thing you want to do is get down to 11th, and somebody is going to be our 11th place finisher, and it's going to hurt. Ace King. Good evening. Wow, well that's not mucking around. Another 3 grand matrix, a Notar, Beth's Fast Bandit up to 21.5. So Beth G and the matrix starting to wobble. But again, blinds are only 500, 1,000, so they got plenty of play. There's no real panic stations just yet. Well, here you go. This is what we talked about. Here's Kev, chip leader, pair of aces. Is there a time? But imagine if Quite Tight just had enough of this and decides to get involved here and hits a 4. Is Kev going to think about what he's up against? Oh, well, good on you, Quite Tight. Don't give us a position to worry about. Queen 7, Queen 7. Orbis in a fantastic position on the button with a pair of kings. And Orbis could use this as an opportunity to move forward if he can find some action. Fast is already in for a grand. I like the bet because it's 2 grand to Fast to see the flop. But quite rightly disciplined. would rather give away 1,000 than put another 2 in to see what happens, be out of position and get into more trouble. Beth G picks up the blinds without contest. Ace 10 for Beth. Another pair of pocket kings for Albus. Not too shabby, makes the same raise.
Can't see getting any action here though.
Well, Beth G might fancy, but out of position. Shouldn't really, but 13 grand is getting close to that 10 big blinds sort of that a lot of people start seeing as being short stacks. But as you say, it's a survival game here. And I'm happy with that fold. It is
Me too.
And again, maybe Beth's watching the other table, sees there are other players that are in similar dire straits. Ace King, going to be really pleased that she threw that Ace 10 away when she sees she gets suited Ace King. And again, interested to see if Kev's going to get involved in this. It's another 1,500 to Kev with his pocket jacks, his fish hooks. He's going to be under the gun. Makes it big. See, look, here's Kev. He's going to find himself raised all in here, I would think. Yeah. And now it's like, you get unlucky here, mate.
Ooh.
What can I tell you?
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
You lucky boy.
Poor old Beth G. There's nothing wrong with the Ace King.
And that really was about to be a great example of Kev. But, you know, it's also a great example of poker. There you go, mate. Welcome to an absolutely miracle, beautiful flop. The board comes down and Kev's back up to 46. Unlucky Beth.
Let's fly across the other table.
So how many players are we down to now, then?
This is the bubble finish.
This is the bubble, yeah. Couple of kings in the mix.
A couple of Doyle Brunsons as well in the
Yeah.
blinds. 10 deuce, 10 deuce.
I watched some coverage earlier on from the 2003 World Series, and Doyle played a 10-2 and
Showed it as well.
he did, he had to, yeah. It's like, can't help myself.
And why not?
Yeah, good on him. And there you go, mate. How about that? What a lovely little move. 4.5 grand there for Giolda. Needs that as well because just takes him out of the danger zone. Picks up Ace King off suit. Nay too shabby in this position. And he can start putting pressure just because of the position we're in. He who wins, he who dares win, should I say, in that bubble position, because as well as the added pressure of the chips you're pushing people for, they are all just dreaming of somebody else getting knocked out. Suited ace, 10 jack, 8 ace. And we are down to having 2 players under 10 grand here.
Yeah, PUFC boy. It was a very early chip leader, wasn't he?
Yeah.
First time we looked at the MTT this evening, he had 15, 16,000.
Wow.
We come back and he was right down to 5,000.
He's got himself some outs here, but none of the spades hit, so it's going to chop it up. 5 grand in the pot. No one really invested in it beyond the flop, to be honest. Quite understandably so. Pocket 10s for RTB. Be interesting to see if he gets him, you know, again, talking the conversation we had about Kev. He knows that some of these other guys are going to be under pressure well before he is. Maybe just going to limp in here. Said the king of limping in.
Said the limper.
Good man.
Mr. Limpet. No, it's got a race. Don't want to see a flop with 10s. Be happy to take the blinds.
Yep. Well, I say I wasn't even sure if he was going to get involved in all. Is well ahead of some of these guys.
No, as long as there's no one behind them as well. He's out chipping everybody on this table,
Yeah.
RTB. So
Yeah.
there's, you know.
Well, there's some hands here. I'd be interested to see if Bill will follow whatever Posh decides to do, because he's bound to make a move. Just up to 3,000, okay. 3 times the blind.
I'll pass this for Bill.
Yeah, I think so.
No need to get involved.
No, and you're going to be under the gun.
There's a couple of people he's got out chipped, so just let it go.
Yeah, wise decision. King Queen, many a nightmare scenario got into holding on to King Queen. Ace Jack suited for Posh this time.
He raises. I don't think he's going to get any business.
No, I think...
G Order's the only one with a hand. Well, if you can call pocket threes a hand, but
I don't even know.
don't think he's going to get any.
I don't know if GZ... Maybe he'll try and limp him with this. I guess he's 14 grand, so he's not super comfortable. If he thinks if I can limp in and get lucky here...
No, but looking at the rest of the stacks, he knows he's in safe-ish territory.
And Bill Evenotts. Whoa, hello. Aces and jacks for Posh, but not going to be happy to see the spades come down.
G Order with a 3-high flush draw.
Which isn't as bad as it sounds. Well, that's a...
Posh moves in.
That's
it's risky, yeah. But...
well, he's going to find out. He's asked the question. Certainly, I'm good on you. Bold move, 2-8 offsuit. I don't think he's likely to call that. I could be wrong.
No, you could be wrong. It could be running eights or running deuces without being a spade, which is an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
Or Queen 10.
Few coins for Posh. Takes his stack up a touch. There's the kings. They've moved around a position. And seat 3 is now getting all the kings. G Older on 13 grand with the blinds still 1,000. Probably going to push it here, 3,000 or 4,000, I guess.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? There's no time to play silly buggers
yep,
here. Just
3 grand.
Make a bit of a raise, take it down, deal some cards.
The table seems to have picked up its own pace here. Everyone seems to be the standard raise pre-flop is 3 grand. And then after the flop, it's an all-in push, but not going to get any business here. Certainly not from RTB. He's got too much to lose. All right, okay. Well, I don't know why you'd call anything, to be honest, in RTB's position.
I just can't understand.
Unless he knows that he can fold it. I mean, but if a king comes down now, it's going to be fireworks. And
he's got top pair here. I bet he's thinking to himself, great, I've outflopped him with his ace queen or ace king.
Yeah.
Little does he know that good old G Order's in cracking shape.
I might have found, yeah.
He might have to call this. He's certainly doubled his bet.
Well.
Oh, that's not good. Poor old G Order must be thinking to himself, what have I got to do to double up here?
And he ends up with 13-8 is really nowhere better than he kind of started off there.
Well, he's made half the small blind. He's made 250 chips from his
for a pair of kings who totally sucked RTB
got him
into
absolutely locked up. There's only really one card that can come. This is a 9 that can hurt him. Or running clubs.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, Ace Jack, the poker gods say, sorry about that, mate. You got a bit screwed there. Have an Ace Jack. See if you can win another one, which he does. Up to 15.3. Name exists is kind of like, oh, this could be the hand for him. Now we're at 1,000, 2,000 for the blinds. They've just clicked up into. Well,
he's not going to pass, is it? Really, he's not going to pass his ace.
It's more a case, I think, if he gets any action before him.
I can't see it.
RTB is going to be probably aware of how lucky he got in that last hand and not going to do that again. No,
poor old name exists. He's thinking, great, I've got a hand now I can move in with, try and double up. No.
Feeling your pain. 8-9 suited for name exists. Either going to let go of the small blind or go crazy.
Suited Doyle Brunson for Posh there on the button.
Nope. Let's see if somebody else can.
Nice move. I like the move.
Yep. That's what I thought. It's either going to let it go or just go straight through with it.
No, 2,000. It's a chunk of change of his stack. It's like 1/5 of his chips. Why not make that move?
Absolutely. Picks himself another blind up. He lives to fight another circuit. Not a huge amount of action going on there. I can't imagine anyone's going to stay through this. And 7-2. Well, unless G tries to limp in now, I think that's right. At this stage, don't even bother doing that, because if somebody comes back at you, you've thrown a small blind away. And now you get the button. Kings again, moving around the table. Ace 10 for name exists. I think name is going to push here.
Is he going to make a move here?
I think he's going to push, and Bill is going to go with him. This could be the bubble moment. Yep, he's pushed it. He had to push it, and Bill is obviously going to call that.
Did he have to push? I don't think he did, personally.
I don't. I think
2 outs, because we've seen one of the...
Wow, and there it just gets worse. So we are in.
We are done. These are the top. I have the list here of the qualifiers from this evening. RTB 147, quite tight. Kev's Hat, Bill a 343, G Order, Orbus Fawkes, like he served, Fast Bandit, PUFC, The Matrix. You top 10, well done. We will see you in the Poker Bowl semi-final in a few weeks' time, where
Yeah, well done.
the top 6 will go through. We'll be watching you just here in the Poker Bowl studio, playing for a not too untidy sum of $10,000 to the first prize. So
Not to be sniffed at.
definitely not. Now look, we've been inundated, and I will say inundated, with loads and loads of jokes. We've done what, 15, 18, 20? I don't know. We've read a lot out this evening. Don't you think it be funny with jokes? So someone will say, "You got any good poker jokes?" You'll be like, "Yeah, I can't remember them."
Exactly. If only I'd
What is it about jokes you can't remember?
I don't know.
Does it come with like a hidden piece of Alzheimer's? It kind of.
I don't think so, but you could be right. I'm sure there are doctors across the world wondering right now if you've hit the nail on the head.
Could be.
They'll
Might be
probably
joke
forget.
related.
It could be. It could be part of your brain that just goes, that was really funny. There.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I know a joke about Alzheimer's.
No.
Oh, I forgot it.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay.
Throw out the net.
This is an email from Jeffrey. It's a joke. What do bad poker players and salmon have in common?
I don't know.
They're fish to the river.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Should we not mark that one?
Jeffrey, thanks ever so much for playing.
Are you Jeffrey from Rainbow by any chance? No, maybe not. Oh, Jeffrey. No, okay. Sorry.
Actually, I'd give that a 6. That was
Do you like that?
Yeah, it's
Wasn't
not
bad, was it?
It's a bit late in the
It's
evening.
a bit late. I'm
feeling a bit
straws
loose
grasped.
on the scores.
Email from Robert Leamington. Did you hear the one about Greg Raymer, who lost all of his chips to Phil Ivey at a recent tournament? After the tournament had finished, Phil asked Greg why he'd gone all in with his 3-2 offsuit when he had such a deep stack. Greg replied, "Well, Phil, it's a bit of bad timing, really, because when I looked at my cards, I saw the lady with the Buffy trolley in the corner of my eye as well." Oh dear.
Well, that's not really a joke. That's just a dig about big people, isn't it?
Big lads.
But it is quite
He's
funny.
a big lad.
Although, actually, do you know what I actually did? I interviewed Raymer and said about, what's your preparation for the tournament? And he's, everyone else was
What
like,
did he say?
I like to go
burgers,
and run for an hour,
fajita.
take a long shower. I like to get messy. He was like, I like to make sure I know where the toilets are and what time the dinner break is. So to be quite honest,
prep.
by his own, admission, the boy, he like a burger.
I wouldn't like to fight him.
No, I wouldn't want to fight him. It'd suffocate you. That joke, I'm going to give that a 5, to be
Okay.
honest. Because it wasn't like your traditional joke.
Email here from Furs. It's an ad. Oh, sorry, maybe it's an ad that's a joke. Probably. Ad. Complete set of poker books for sale. Super System, Slansky, etc., etc. Also, throw in complete Encyclopedia Britannica. Just married, quick sale, no longer required, wife knows everything. I like
I like that one, actually.
Married,
I quite like that one.
with you.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm going to give that a 7.
Oh,
yeah, you
it's
thought it
close.
was going to be an 8,
It's
but no, I
close,
like that
Spurs.
one. I like. But again, it's the poker thing. It's just clearly been wedged in at the last minute to an existing joke. But thanks for playing.
It was creative.
It was. It's
Creative.
good. I like that one.
Unlike Matt's play this evening in the... Oh, we've done that already, haven't we? Not very creative. What's the difference? This is from Freddie James, okay? Freddie James. What's the difference between Matt and Heather McCartney?
Oh my God, I don't know, but I've got a funny feeling that nobody in the gallery is going to approve.
Matt limps a hell of a lot more often.
Oh, I'm just going to pretend I wasn't even part of that broadcast.
Okay.
Barry, you're on your own.
Okay. Thanks for QAing it, boys, in the gallery there for me.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that level of censorship firewall, just so you're protected when the lawyers move in.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. McCartney.
Yeah. What time we finish?
What time-
Oh dear. Okay. Did we mark that one? We didn't even mention it, did we?
What?
Did we mark it?
No, we don't even acknowledge that you've read it out loud and we just move on.
Yeah. A homeless man, this is from Mellow Cat, by the way. A homeless man asks a man passing by for a few quid. The man says, "Will you buy booze?" And the bum says, "No." Then the man says, "Will you gamble it away?" The bum says, "No." So the man says, "Will you come home with me so my wife can see what happens to a man who doesn't drink or gamble?"
Hey! Oh! Ding, 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 ding. That's a 9. We could potentially have a... Who's this? Sorry?
Hold on.
Oh.
The word poker's not in here.
Oh.
Gamble is true, but poker... See, there's got to be a clear distinction between gambling and poker. Poker, game of skill. Gambling, chance.
He's absolutely right, you know. He is the Simon Cowell to the whoever the other people are that do whatever that is. It was a 9, but I'm afraid it's offside.
Sorry, it was hit the post, Mello. I like it. It was a good joke, but it was just not enough in the poker.
If only you'd said, and will you buy booze? No. Will you gamble it away on poker?
Will you play poker?
Simple it would have been. You would have had these. Oh.
So near, but yet.
I bet you're smacking yourself now, aren't you, with a brick?
Oh, just another one in from Mello. Here we go. Email from Hugh. 2 jokes. Oh, 2 for the price of 1.
I don't know if I can take it.
What do you do when a player calls at your house?
I don't know. What do you do when a poker player calls at your house?
Pay for your pizza and tell him to leave.
Nice. Okay. Oh, I've chuckled there.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
Okay. A man walks into a card club with a parrot on his shoulder. The man buys 2 seats in a sit and go. He and the bird sit down and proceed to play. A few hands in, one of the opponents says, "Look, I've got to say something. I've never seen a parrot play cards before. He must be really intelligent." "Not really," the man replies. "He's only beaten me twice."
Nah, it's a 5 really.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks for playing.
Hold on. This is a joke. Email from Jill. Yes, it's a joke. Thank you, Jill, for this one. 2 guys talking in a bar. One says to the other, "I've got a poker manual for my wife." The other guy replies, "Nice trade."
Yeah, I think the face says it all. Really, as you know, it's a 3. Yeah, harsh. I know.
See, Jill, you missed it. You should. Nice show, guys. Like the jacket. You know, Matt, you're very intelligent,
Yeah.
witty, great poker player.
No, then we wouldn't believe
That would have been
anything else
funny.
you said. Yeah, it would have been quite amusing though. But thanks again for playing. Sorry, a bit earlier in the night.
That's it. What, you know, we're very close to the end of the show.
Right. Okay. Well,
We've got 3. Should we read the 3 out again?
do you still have the 3?
No, I've got
Right.
one of them. I can
Would you like
remember
to see
them.
my hat? Have you got a hat? No.
No.
Right. Well, I can remind you who they
Stantas
were.
is one.
Stantas has an 8 out of 10, and that was the joke
What's
about.
the difference between a 12-inch pizza and a poker player? The pizza can feed a family of 4.
Which we did
We
like.
liked.
Well, Scotty was the one with the voices that say, "Go to Vegas,
Yeah.
spend all your money."
Guys sit and
Oh,
work.
Bugger. Which I did like that one as well quite a lot.
Should we just go over that one again? If you didn't hear it, guy sitting in his office, sell your house, leave town, go to Vegas, blah, blah, blah. He sells his house after weeks and weeks of... Please stop with the hand signals. Weeks and weeks of the voices, goes to Vegas, buys in for $10,000, gets dealt aces the first hand, the voice goes move all in, board comes 8, 9, 10 of hearts, he's got the 2 black aces, and his voice goes, "Oh damn," which I liked.
Yeah, we like that one.
It
No, we
worked.
do like that one. And
Yeah,
the final
Phil
one
Hellmuth joke, which I remember.
from Robert.
What's the difference between Phil Hellmuth and a dog? At least the dog stops whinging after 8 years.
Indeed. Now, I don't know about you. Have you got one out of those 3 that you're already... You got one of those you like? You going for any particular one?
You know what? I've been doing all the reading out this evening, Matt. Down to you. In fact, what's the gallery like? Should we have some words in the gallery? What do you like? 1, 2 or 3, boys? You like the
Okay.
pizza joke? You know what? It's short. It's you know, it's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now reaching
You
for
got a
what,
3-sided coin.
what we call... No. Do you know what? I like the Helmuth one, but I think it's the voices or the pizza myself. Or do you...
The problem with the pizza, problem with the voices one is it's an oldie.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
It's
true.
an oldie.
Well, I don't really know how we do this then. You think it's between the Helmuth dog and the pizza
Hold on,
one?
are we hearing that? There's quite a few people sent that joke in. Ah, okay.
Which one?
Actually, they're saying that the voices joke was sent in a number of times by different people. Yeah.
All right, well,
So
I'm afraid...
let's do a coin toss. The Phil Hellmuth and the pizza.
Okay.
Look, hold on, come on. We're in. Well, you're an intelligent guy. You must one you like. Is it the pizza? Do we like the pizza one best?
I'll be honest, I do prefer the pizza one.
Should we give it to the pizza joke? Stantas, are you worthy of these glasses?
I say yes. The coin's going in. Stanters.
Stanters.
You have been nominated as pizza.
These
Joke
are
Man
yours.
winner.
This actual pair of poker specs. Where does he live?
Oh,
Los Angeles. Stanters, you've not won these, and it's gone to the Phil Helmuth joke.
why not? We can
not in the
afford a
bu-
stamp to LA, can't we?
It's not in the budget. No.
Oh, God.
Yes, so we're not going. No, Stanters, you've won it. We can send them to LA. You're good. Thanks for the support in LA, by the way.
You're golden, Stanters. So we need your details, though, mate, if you're still with us. See, that's easy for you, though, because you're bright and breezy. Everyone else is going,
work in the morning, watching these two Muppets on TV. We can't be doing any more.
I don't know what time it is for Stanters.
Well, it's 8 hours behind, so it's early.
It's easy stuff.
Yeah.
It's easy stuff. It's still bright and breezy. But well done. Give us your details. You know how to get in touch
Yes.
with us.
Email Stanters, please. Send your details in, your full address with zip code, I think they call it in the States, isn't it? Yes,
You
right.
are so international. There you go. Look, poker@pokernightlIve.co.uk.
There you go.
That's how you get us your details, Stanters. You're a regular, so it seems only fair to give one of the regulars.
Look, just to show it's original, Matt's got a very small fingerprint there. I'm going to actually leave it on there, that you can take it off with sellotape and put it on some kind of door handle, and then the FBI be after him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a really good idea. Please do that. If
Still
you're
there.
breaking and entering, or perhaps thinking of killing somebody, please do that, because that would really make my life better.
Go Stanters. There'll be a collection for you from all the Poker Night Live presenters for doing that. Before we go, I think we'd have one update from the Bellagio in Las Vegas. I'm just putting the back in there. Nice.
See that in their presentation
little
wallet.
Very pouch.
See, we've become almost one of those selling channels as well. We're bringing you poker, humour, some really
not
awful
selling,
poker
we're giving these away.
hands, and then no, we're not selling it, but you know,
$60 pair of glasses.
Look,
we're
we've
just
got-
giving away from the. Actually, I'm giving away. They're my glasses that were given to me by my friend who owns this company. And
I mean, they're soiled. They're second hand.
well,
Yeah, they are
You've
covered in
worn
my
them.
nose grease.
nice. That's
And
really
I tell
added.
you what, there's
that's-
been a real build-up. Oh,
Nice.
these lights. Oh, it's thick. It's not really. I'm moisturised. Yeah, I'm not trying to keep them myself by like saying it's like licking an apple, saying apple. No, I'll leave the apple.
You know what always
thanks.
worked for me in school? Bag of chips. Do you want a chip? That always worked for me.
Oh, yay.
With a bronchal thing. No.
Anyway, let's move on to the Bellagio.
Yes, the Bellagio. We'll have a quick update from the Bellagio. I'm not seeing what's going on, but I'll see if there's anything worthy of. Just a quick update. Victor Ramdin, last week's winner, or 2 weeks ago, winner from Foxwoods, has just been knocked out. Now, we are down to 10 players back at the Bellagio, so 2 tables of 5. Just to give you a very quick update, Joe Bartoldi, 6.2 million chips. Vanessa Russo, 4.3 million. Espen Saltness, 2.4 million. Roland de Wolf, Gutshot Zone, 1.27 million. Men the Master, 1.5 million. Klaus Nielsen, 3.7. Carlos Zambrano, 685,000. Chad Brown, 700,000. James Van Alstyne, who was the chip leader but now second, 5.4 million. And last but not least, David Matthews on 4.2 million. So one of those lucky players will be walking away with the first prize of $3.4 million here at this Bellagio main event WPT Championship, which they're playing down to 6 this evening. Final 6, as you can see by all the World Poker Tour events, will be recorded and shown on your screens at a later date, which is all good stuff. So that's about all much.
You played the Bellagio?
I played the Bellagio a number
Yeah?
of times. Yeah.
What sort of games do you play in the tournaments out there? The big cash games? Or?
I play some of the cash games. I played in there. There's a 10-20 no limit game that I played in a few times. I played some of the limit games like 15-30 and stuff. And they have while I was over there for the World Series, I played a couple of the $500 events they have, which are very nice events.
Yeah. Have you a favourite poker room in Vegas? I know we've suddenly moved into a Vegas segue right at the end of the programme, but you know.
Why not?
Seamlessly.
Hey, look, it is the epicenter of poker, pretty much.
It is.
You know, my favourite card room, you can't go far wrong. I like Mirage.
Yeah.
It's a little smaller,
beautiful.
A little bit more. I like the vanilla smell you have in the Mirage. Anyone walked in there?
You've got to have your vanilla, frankly.
But have you been to Mirage?
I have, I just don't remember the vanilla bit.
It's very strange. You walk in there, it's like vanilla. It's a very nice smell. Like the Mirage, like the Bellagio, like the Golden Nugget, like that. The Win, what a cracking room that is.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the Venetian. I'm out there in a couple of weeks. New Venetian poker room.
The Win.
We'll let you know how that is if you've not seen it or smelt it. Perhaps they've got vanilla.
Look, it's been a cracking show, Matt. Thank you very much for the last
Good
4 hours.
fun, sir.
I've really enjoyed it. I'm Barry the Bully Martin. Matt B, for the last 4 hours. Hope you enjoyed it. Well done to Stantons for the joke. See you next time on Poker Night Live.